a amateur wrestler as well. You
What?
think he'd have
What?
What the hell?
Yes, he did amateur
not live?
backyard wrestling. He did amateur backyard wrestling. That was a thing.
Okay.
Smart.
I think I saw clips when he was being beaten up by
This is
people.
also the same fat ass that thinks that VR goggles are privilege goggles.
What?
Shit you not, he said that in a video.
I mean,
remember
he's
that
not
one.
wrong.
Okay.
Remember that one.
Yeah.
But no,
what you
his
say-
logic
what you say,
is-
I believe. This makes total sense now. That
No, his
he
logic
only
for
claimed,
why?
He only claimed the trans stuff to have an excuse to buy a wig.
Anyway, guys, let's start.
His logic for why they're privilege goggles though is because majority of games you have to stand up and walk around.
Oh no!
Not the price.
Please. I was
Not
thinking
the
like
price.
the pricing.
No, I know that's the logical one.
Anyway.
No, because he's such.
Badass.
Anyway,
Yes,
Yes.
let's
he's
start.
such a lard ass that he can't get up for 20 minutes to walk around
All
and
right.
play
Well, let's
a VR game.
get going. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 478. Elden Ring and the tiresome dance of Guddery. Those are words from the Jimquisition. I thought we were going to call him the Stephanie-isition or whatever the hell his name is now.
No, he's not doing it, so it's not being done. He's a bloody fake transgender.
Oh, well.
No, Wisp.
No,
He
this
doesn't
is your
change
evil
his brand
twin.
name. He doesn't get
It's
anything.
evil Wisp.
Guys, let's just call him by. He's changed his name, so let's just call him
No, he
Stephanie
didn't.
Sterling. Hold on, and let's just narrow it down to we'll call him the SS. It's a simple thing.
Yes.
I just think he wears leather, so come on.
Okay. And on a side note, he's on the side of the ideology that fights gender stereotypes. Wow, that's so bad. Those bad dreaded gender stereotypes. Changes to woman makes everything pink.
That's great.
Also, remember, he endorses doxing. He's perfectly fine with doxing people,
Oh yeah, he is. 'Cause
and
he had that,
he is not backed off of that.
Is he movie Bob Light?
No, he's gigantic. Look at the size of him.
Have you seen
Oh,
movie Bob?
That's no moon.
No, Jim is
There's
bigger.
a reason everyone calls him
Movie Bob is so massive
No.
that he could have two gyms orbiting
No.
in his
Jim is...
gravitational field.
It's literally the Family Guy joke with Peter being fat and having his own gravitational orbit, and him watching the TV and just laughing as it goes around.
I don't know. I think
I
Jim
never
is
watched
That's
bigger.
Movie Bob.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Movie
let's
Bob
not
Movie Bob could have a Pavarotti orbiting him.
let's not actually talk about this topic because I don't want to. And instead, let's start the video.
It's probably more
I
interesting
wonder
than whatever
why.
Jim is going to say.
And it's only a 14-minute video. It shouldn't take that long for us to get through unless we want to stop.
I'll-
'cause last time we did this, we stopped.
I'll just say this. Elden Ring, I think I'm going to get it. I'm not very good at these sort of games, but I enjoy getting them and trying them anyway.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. These
I will
games
say
are.
Elden Ring is the most accessible in the good way, where it actually tweaks and changes things to make it more, to make the combat and the gameplay flow better, as opposed to what they want for accessibility, which is they just make it you
So
push
easy.
forward on the control stick and the game just does everything for you.
What?
But my
Like,
thing
place?
is-
Like, for example, in if you clear out a group of enemies, you get at least 2 Estus flasks back, the healing flask.
Yeah.
Like, you can craft pretty much every important item you need instead of just having to buy it from a store. So there's not a limited number of them.
Yeah. It's a family
It's accessible
friendly.
it's accessible in the good way, where it just gives you more options to do things, as opposed to taking options away to make it quote unquote easier.
Right. It's kind of like they learned their lesson from Dark Souls 2 and said, okay, what shouldn't we be doing? And then what we should be doing.
They learned that back in Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I think 3 did a very good job,
I
so.
I enjoyed Bloodborne, even though I've never beaten a single boss on Bloodborne.
Yeah, the combat feels a lot more. It feels like a good mix between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, where combat is quick, but it still has that weight to it, like Dark Souls has. You're still going to be using your shield a lot if you are using a shield. Like, they even have a new combo system where if you guard and attack immediately after you block, you can break enemies' stances. and immediately go
that's
into a
alright.
visceral.
Well, what my original point was going to be, it's like I'm not the best at these games, but I don't think we should have an easy one. It's like no, just
like
get better. Just get better at the game. It's like any other thing.
Yeah, I only was able to get the game because I helped my mother with a side job that she had, and she just paid for it, and I was just explaining the game and how game journalists hate this, and she's like, "That makes perfect sense that you'd want to, actually work and try at a game as opposed to it just being super easy."
Yeah, I thought you were going to say I helped my mum steal the game. I was like, oh well, criminal activities and that, but it's not Cass's problem.
I miss the days when like Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, where Konami games had an option to like have the easiest setting. And what it did basically is that you could play the game easy, but it cut out like half the content. So basically, it skipped levels, and you can't have the real ending for the games.
Yeah. I think that's a good choice.
It's an excellent choice, and in fact, like I think it was called like children difficulty.
And it's also closer.
Oh, you mean when game companies weren't afraid to insult their customers because like in
nobody said so. Yeah.
Yes, that for one, and it's also closer to what easy mode actually is for, which is games journalists to be able to get through enough of the game in order to write a review. And not for children or for disabled people, as since we all saw that video of the paraplegic beating Sekiro, I don't think the whole disabled people easy mode thing counts. The only people who need that seem to be mentally retarded people.
Like honestly, if I was physically disabled in any way, and people were like, "Oh well, we have to make things easier for you," I'm like, do you think I'm stupid?
Hell, have you seen the paintings that people paint who only can take a brush into their mouths because they have no arms? There's some absolutely beautiful paintings.
The perfect example is Ricky Borwick. Like he has what muscular dystrophy is what he has, or what does he have? Ricky Borwick.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You know him the second you saw him. Like just because he's a giant meme lord.
Well, let's direct our attention to other retards on this video as opposed to random people. So it's it's more.
I actually do know who you're on about now. I do.
Yeah, and he makes fun of these games journalists who say, "Oh, it's for disabled people." He's like, "You want to try that again?" And then like he'll show like a video of him beating these games without any issue. Well, more so than anyone else playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's actually dive into the video because I watched the first minute and I'm already like, ooh, there's something to talk about. So here we go.
Oh shit.
Oh, there's some fuckers down there. Oh, it's one of those verminous scums. I hate them.
Are you allowed to curse on
some
Twitch?
For you as well. Oh,
Yeah. You just as long as your Twitch is set to 18 plus, you're fine.
Oh shit, there's a ladder. Oh shit, oh fuck. Oh god, they're coming up here. No, get down. Shit. Shit, I'm being punished. I'm facing the consequences of my actions. I hate the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, because you're a narcissistic child.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh.
And you're absolutely retarded at the game. You're an idiot. You're just bad.
Oh no.
This is a perfect.
There was a ladder.
So this is already a perfect summary of how people like Jim think. He's gleefully, sadistically enjoying throwing down fire on his enemies from a secure position.
Well, he thinks it's a secure position.
Yeah, and then he dies. Because somebody just casually walks up a ladder and just punches a sword in his face.
It's literally
so is this like prophesizing his death?
It's literally the manifestation of the "I am a genius! Oh no!" image set.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to the good part yet.
You know what I'm surprised
Bloody
about?
hell.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, YouTube chat is censoring absolutely every word. None of my
Unless you're a
messages are
moderator.
getting through. No, it's
Well,
not
you
a
are-
moderator thing.
You are
You know what
German.
I'm really
Whisp.
surprised about Jim's old stuff is that he never got accused of being a Nazi, considering his whole like
Spiel.
theme and
Like
shtick
shit,
was
yeah.
Yeah, he's got
the was very much the Nazi, like that same like color style and like art style was
Because
very
say, I
similar
think-
to it. Like, how did he never get hammered for that?
I mean, the fact that I keep telling you, he dresses in leather and calls himself the SS. I literally, we're getting into like parody levels here.
Just,
So, anyway.
even idiot is a word that shadow bans you in the chat. Bloody hell.
Oh,
Anyway,
oh.
let's get to the actual point I wanted to have to say.
God, get to
Here
yeah.
we go.
Elden Ring has been released and with it has come a flurry of discourse. But the only real point in this discussion to be acknowledged is
Okay, if you ever see a woman looking like that,
Oh God,
She has-
Whisp, just
Yes, like this is
I
what we
like
need
this
this.
song.
oh, no. Then
Yes.
it's very likely she has borderline.
oh,
Elden
Whisp.
Ring
It doesn't
player
matter.
than you. And I'm going to stake
Yes,
my
it does.
entire identity on that. I might not be better at playing the game, but I'm better at enjoying the game than you, than all of you, really. 1v1 me as we discuss the themes, bruh. I think that's all.
Okay, so
You make me watch this shit. I can comment on it.
this is hilarious because he or she is saying that they're better at enjoying the game and talking about it, but they suck at playing it, which is not what you want to
that's-
have.
Jim, I'm pretty sure I enjoy the game far more than you when I'm actually,
Winning
beating the game.
yeah, winning, doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's right. So
Because if you're just sitting there walking around going, "Oh, this is so pretty," you're a shallow piece of shit. And
Well, yeah,
graphics are the least important thing about a video game. I
Imagine-
know people want to think that they're the most important thing. Look at any game that was marketed as super realistic 10 years ago. It looks like ass now.
well, look at gamers.
The only games that, like any game, like sprite-based games, still look great even today. Any game that is hyper like stylized, or not even hyper stylized, just slightly stylized, looks better 10 years down the road. Like look at Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. That's not a hyper realistic Star Wars game. It's a stylized Star Wars game, and it still looks good today. That's 10 years after. Like,
Because it was stylized.
I don't know. I wouldn't say so.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you want a reviewer who sucks at playing a game, but they're really good at talking about the story elements, what kind of game review are they going to give something? Well, I kept dying at the first boss for 2 hours. I gave up. And then I talked about, and then the rest of the section is just talking about the themes and the feelings and the characters. It's like, what about the game? You're here to talk about the gameplay and the game characters and what the story is and how you.
like
that's
the thing with
that's almost like saying.
yeah.
I'm gonna say it's almost like saying, "Oh, I died on the first boss, but then I read the Wikipedia article. I know everything about this game now." It's like, right, okay. I mean,
Yeah, like so.
And
the
maybe
thing
you
with
shouldn't be a
with-
game reviewer because you're too dumb to play a game.
The thing with Souls games is the story is never the most important part. It's always the world itself, like the exploration, and the combat is the most important things about Souls games. It's never the actual like story, because FromSoft likes to hide that. Like Elden Ring is the most like direct story we've ever gotten in a Souls game that is in your face story. That isn't some like hidden in collectibles and item and weapons and armor, you know what I mean? Like it's actual like in your face. So when you're gonna go, I suck at all the important parts of the game, but I enjoy the game, or I'm better at enjoying the game than you are.
Yeah, my emotional reactions are better than yours. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Who cares? Who cares about your opinion of the thing? It's like I hate going on this amusement ride, but I enjoy it more than you do. I'm like, what? So you get
It's like
sick going loop
it's
to
like
loop.
the same thing as there was some clickbait YouTuber who, when Final Fantasy XIV's recent expansion came out and there was a lot of hype around it, he released a video saying, "I sped run the entire story, I didn't understand a thing that was going on, so the story's garbage.
Oh,
Let me tell you something. The player base of 14 do not take kindly to being told the story is garbage by people who completely ignore the story.
yeah.
It's not
There's
like
usually
WoW.
more
It's
than-
not like
there's- there's
it's not like
always
WoW
more
fans
than
where
the
they
main
go-
plot, and Final Fantasy games are known for story complexity and abstraction.
exactly. Also, considering the recent expansion ended a 10-year storyline for the game, like it has been going on since 2.0 relaunched back in 2013. So it's not like WoW when they go, "Oh, we had this plan the whole time." No, you're just pulling that out of your ass.
They're just taking on stuff, but you could make a similar argument that you just play the latest expansion, have never known anything about Warcraft, and jump into it. Yes, even if the story is shit, your opinion would not weigh as much if you don't know anything about the rest of it, which is why it's very tough to review an MMO.
Correct. That's why even the player base is like, because like you can buy story skips and leveling skips in 14, and everyone's like, don't do it. One, you won't know how your job plays.
Well, that's
Two,
always the case.
and
that's
then you're
always
hurting you're hurting the rest of your group.
Yeah.
Two, the story is honestly worth playing the game. And even now you can they reactivated the free trial, so you can hop in for free and play. I know the meme is going on right now, but you can play the entirety of the first expansion for free.
Yeah,
No.
the you don't know how to play your character, your class. That is always a problem, and that already begins to be a problem when you get XP acceleration to get new players through the main content faster, to get them to the actual new expansion content, because you just need to roll your head over the keyboard and you win. I had by when I was was it Burning Crusade? Or was it already Wrath? I don't remember exactly. But I was starting a new character on another server where I had because I had more friends on that one at the time, and just did that casually. But I knew how to play my bloody druid, and then we just did the what was it called, the Earth dungeon with the Earth Queen at the end, the Earth Elemental Queen, and we had a paladin in the group who was supposed to heal. He was so shit at it. It was like level 50 or something. He was completely over-leveled. Was completely shit at healing. Thought he needed to do any other things. Didn't even know he could revive others. Much less his special bubble where he sacrifices himself to give an invulnerability shield to someone else who could then resurrect someone at the end. He said he didn't use that because it's shit, because it kills him. And yeah, we wiped several times because of that guy. And I was the bloody main tank, and I had to heal myself in the boss fight. It was fun.
Oof. Well,
when people when you play when these games happen, what I would have liked with Star Wars: The Old Republic as well is, after they also introduced this you get more XP so you can rush through the content. It feels so stale when all the enemies just die like these one hit point goons that I have to inflate the group so that it feels more like you have an impact, as it that you are some hero character.
I will say
what I would like about it is if they had added some option, be it a buff, be it or a debuff, or be it a variant region
like a
that you can. Can I finish, please? A variant region where you can get in that works like the original instead of this sped up version, so that you can have the original experience of leveling through all the quests and everything, because it feels completely pointless as you just waltz through everything.
I will say with SWTOR, they're trying to like focus more on being a story MMO, kind of like how 14 is. So
but even the story falls apart. Sorry.
Yeah, like I said, they're trying. I didn't say they were succeeding, but like they're trying to focus more on on PvE stuff. So like they're just want you to progress through the storyline as opposed to getting stuck somewhere. So
yeah, but that's
I
what I'm
understand.
saying. That is what I am saying. The story feels more like an actual story if you progress a little bit slower through it.
That's true. No, I
At the original
agree. I agree. I'm saying I didn't say they were great at it. I said they were trying. So
the writing, yes, but not the flow.
yeah.
When they change all that stuff, the flow falls apart, the pacing falls apart, and then it's just go from NPC A to NPC B, but there's nothing in between anymore, nothing that feels like in between. Oh, you get to the end fight of the class dungeon for this storyline, and everything just dies to your standard AOE button, and that's it. Like, well, that doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah, like in 14, they just announced that they're fixing some of the end dungeons for A Realm Reborn. They're moving it from an 8-player instance to a 4-player instance, and then the final fight is being moved from an 8-player to a single-player instance, and they're obviously adjusting things. Because things would die just so quickly, because you do get scaled down power-wise in 14.
Yeah, and that's what I am saying. Instead, give the players the option to get the original dungeon version.
Oh, you can't do that in 14. It's called level sync, no echo, and it forces all your stats down to the max of where they could be at that point in time, and then it removes any other stat boosts you have.
Yeah,
so you can't actually get the original. Most people don't do it just because there's no reason for it, but some people still do it.
In 11.
Anyway,
and that was a good choice.
Guys. Yeah.
Let's get on with the video and talk about Jim a bit more.
Sorry.
Oh, fuck Jim. No, don't.
It really needs to be acknowledged, but I get paid to make videos, so I can't just go. So I suppose we better talk about video games instead of playing them. You know, I'm not one for the just shut up and play fucking video games rhetoric. I do, in fact, find it quite tasteless and borderline offensive at times. I'm often told to just shut up and play video games when I dare to talk about industry abuse or examine game industry trends through a mildly political lens.
Then shut down your channel.
Oh god.
So,
Mildly political lens.
Him saying, abuse in the industry, i.e., he'll get like one
You mean that's what
thing correct, maybe where like there actually is abuse, but the other times it's just like him like going, the game industry should unionize. Okay, so you want to destroy the game industry in the West. Good job, you fucking idiot.
But where the fuck did this come from? Like, we were just talking about that games are just too hard, and like now we're talking about politics and gay shit again.
Always think I'm too harsh on these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
9/11.
Elden Ring.
Like,
Let's talk about Elden Ring. Nah. Let's talk about people wearing capes.
Everything else but Elden Ring, because obviously he can't talk about it because he
can't talk about it. He's not finished it.
He needs to justify his fetish.
Yeah.
So hard that he quits to put it in every video.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, come on. He bought a wig. Is that not good enough? Are you not entertained by his wig?
I'm repulsed.
I've seen better wig at cosplay stands.
All right. 2 minutes. Let's go.
My social media. The just play games attitude prevalent in the online gaming community is intellectually lazy, philosophically cowardly, and
because
you
we
idiot!
Play,
it's
we
video
play
games. That's escapism. They are about playing the game. Video games are about playing the video games. You bloody moron!
And before this idiot would respond as, "Oh well, everything's political." No.
No,
yes,
you can politicize everything, but when you do that, you're nothing but a tyrant who wants to mess around in the most private parts of everyone's lives.
And yes,
that you want to have control over, you bloody loser at video games.
Games can have politics in them. That is correct. But generally, we don't complain about them when they're instituted correctly.
Yeah, here's the difference. Games can have political themes in them and stuff, and address philosophical questions and ideas, like, oh, this kingdom is at war with that kingdom because they war over what color the chickens should be, or some bullshit. What he wants when he says, or people like him, when they say politics in games, is propaganda. He wants propaganda in the games, and it needs to be his propaganda and no one else's, because anything that is not in accordance with his propaganda is evil propaganda and therefore must be destroyed. So politics in games are okay as long as it is propaganda for him.
Like a good example, Fallout 4. The main story of Fallout 4, slavery bad when it comes to the synths. Like, okay, that's just, and it's really over the head, like beats you over the head. New Vegas has politics all over it, but it fits within the world, and it doesn't feel like it's smothering you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But then an open communist who gets paid by China to make these propaganda videos in the West, like Jason Unruhe, comes along and talks for almost 2 hours about how Caesar's Legion is a perfect display of communism.
Yeah, because there are retarded people on the internet, Wisp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's
Hawk, I swore you were going to say, yeah, because Season's Legion is retarded.
Well, yeah, well, that goes
Well,
back.
you were going to say that.
Yeah, they are retarded.
I mean, they
Yeah,
are. It's a bunch of idiots running around the Mojave in football armor. How the NCR loses to them is beyond me.
Let's base our entire civilization around one person, and it's like that person's gonna die. Ah, well, okay, they'll just collapse. Well, congratulations, you played yourselves.
all right. Here are some.
Congratulations, you chose the worst point in time of the Roman Empire to emulate.
Yeah, here are some people who have been throwing some money at the screen. So let me read their wonderful donations. Here's JS. Thanks for the 2. Bracing myself for 13 minutes of cope. I don't know if it's cope or it's just him doing a shtick. I couldn't tell you. Maybe he's lazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too hard. I'm gonna talk about the themes now.
He is
As
just
the game came out, so it's likely that people will click on the video because of the game.
That's true. Anyway, here's GigaChat. Hey, GigaChat, how you doing? Jesus Christ, Jim looks like if the Joker broke onto the set of The View, took Joy Behar hostage while dressing up like her to mock her. I half expect him to flash a ransom on screen and then shoot Whoopi just because. You know what? Just watch Whoopi Goldberg in the latest edition of Picard, and you'll have a very large target.
Oh, you know Q's coming back apparently in Picard.
It broadcasted last night. I didn't watch it, but I heard the news.
Oh, it's already showed. Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't been watching it at all.
Is it on
I basically
show?
I've ignored everything current Trek because it's just stupid.
You don't want to.
The minute that I saw that it was taking place in Los Angeles in 2024, and I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in this shit.
Did they explain why Picard's in Los Angeles? Because didn't he want to, retire on a farm?
Yeah, the reason he's in Los Angeles in 2024 is because they don't have a budget to do all the sci-fi stuff.
Fair.
So they have to film on,
they
film on
already
their
burnt it
backlog.
all.
They spent it all on
stupid Borg scenes.
No, they spent it all on Picard's, Mr. Sir Patrick Stewart's fees, whatever those are, and the CG.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just like, we need you to walk around. It's like, oh, I'm too tired. Well, we'll give you $20 million. It's like, okay.
Why does Patrick Stewart need so much money? He advocates socialism as well all the time.
Yeah, he's British.
Is he giving that to anyone else?
Yeah, he's given it to Ian McKellen's gay faggot club or something. I don't know. I don't pay attention to what those lot of guys are doing. Even though Picard was actually airing, I just realised, I saw the trailer. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible, and it's like, not interested anymore.
All right.
Wasn't ever.
Here is Great Scott. Ever since the transition, Jim Boy here looks like a Bloodborne villain.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a weird steampunk con-going weirdo, but that's
one of those that barely try.
The steampunk con-goers have better outfits than Jim.
Yeah.
Don't insult them like that.
Yeah.
I've seen tons of them over the years. They have better outfits than Jim.
There's some weird ones out there.
There is a certain type with that level of quality, and they do look like him.
Ren Fair goers have more self-respect than Jim when it comes to outfits.
What you're really saying is just describe him as a steampunk cunt or something like that. That was a bad point.
Maybe he's
Carry
even a
on.
steampunk
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, here's the
He wears
CEO.
the top hat.
Here's
so-
the CEO of sex. Okay, that's always nice to have a corporation dedicated to sex. Jim, people tell me to shut up and play video games. Everyone else, yes. It's easier and shorter to say than you're a witless, perpetually uninformed Marxist who's bleeding relevancy and will soon die of a heart attack. Oh my god.
Oh my god! I mean, so much truth dripping from that super chat. Even with the spelling mistakes.
Yeah.
It'll probably be diabetes.
Well, maybe he's
Trust
doing...
me, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to die of diabetes. Wilfred Brimley is evidence of this. So, I mean, he's dead now, but it took him a
Wilfred
long
Brimley
time.
was also amazing.
You
Anyway.
said that diabetes. The words "amazing" and diabetes can't be in the same sentence. I'm sorry.
When you're half walrus, of course you're going to live a lot longer.
Okay. Here's
You see the mustache on that man?
Yeah, he's supposed to have blubber.
all right. Here's the last super chat from Vladimir Dragunov. Thank you for the 5. Is it canon that the NCR loses to the Legion with Nv2 coming out? I don't know if it's coming out or not. I'm curious if they have a definitive answer. First off, that's a rumor. We don't know. I
think the canon ending is the courier sides with the NCR.
Yeah, that does seem like
There's no canon ending.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there isn't.
Is there not? I thought they.
Yeah,
had
there isn't
some-
because nobody talks about the events of New Vegas in the later games.
That's fair.
Well, that's because it's on the other coast.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the problem. It's like Fallout 4 is back over with Boston.
Yeah.
Is it the East Coast because it's the West Coast of New Vegas?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So
Yes.
there's no real knowledge of it. My thing is, if it's like the problem with Fallout is obviously every game is pretty much self-contained, really, when you think about it, which is all right. And then
Yes.
they put enough time difference in between it, and you can understand why they have a new hero every game. BioWare, yeah, but the thing is, the only time we've ever seen anything like continue is like the Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout 3 to.
Yeah, there are some references to
There's also
characters.
Fallout. There's also Fallout 1 to 2 are direct sequels.
Right, and
Yeah,
we
but
have
what I mean is,
Rose of Sharon Cassidy is the daughter or granddaughter of the original follower in Fallout 2.
That's her father.
Yeah, so
yeah,
there's-
but what I mean is like, I'm trying to talk about like recent, obviously after, because Fallout, there's a big gap between Fallout 2 and Fallout 3. So
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, since then, where they've tried to keep everything like singular, it's like.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like we can have like little stories here and there throughout the wasteland. That's probably actually a better idea rather than trying to like piece everything together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Fallout's a great topic of conversation, but not for this video. So let's keep going.
Sympathize aggressively apathetic centrism that one finds embodied by the privileged entitlement of a class
Centrism
of
is not
nerds
apathetic.
that has never had to think about a real problem in their lifetime.
Says Jim, who makes YouTube videos for a living.
What problem is Jim referring to here?
Hey, you fuckhead! Have you forgotten that nerds have been the ones who've been beaten up at school?
It's only within the last
and that's it.
10
And
years.
that is a
10,
thing that he
15
keeps
years.
using at times.
Are we talking
The
about
game- the-
difficulty in video games? What was going on here?
Is that a privilege that I can beat Elden Ring? Seriously. Because I personally haven't played a single Souls game because I just couldn't give a fuck about them. They just look like edgy Zelda games to me.
Can I just point out one single thing? You know, the people who have the least problems in the world, left-wing uni students who try and make everything a problem. They are the people who have the least problems. They have no
Like,
problems.
what I
at
was
all.
like getting at is that like from the gameplay itself that I've seen so far, it just looks like every single fight has like a method to come over it. You have to like rinse and repeat like the same fight.
Yeah.
And like then you like realize that like, oh yeah, like I should like crouch or like dash at this moment.
Yeah,
and I can
it's-
avoid the hit.
If
If Tommy, there's a clip of Tommy Wiseau playing Dark Souls for the first time, and he actually manages to escape the boss alive. And people were like saying that, like, how the fuck can he do that?
Yeah, like
Tommy Wiseau of all people.
The fun and dopamine hits of Dark Souls are learning the boss fights and learning how to deal with them. That's the puzzle of Dark Souls.
Yeah, every enemy is a puzzle. The little ones, the bosses.
And that's like the yes moments when you finally beat a boss that's been kicking your ass for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like that's FromSoft has figured out how to condense that into
because
game, and it is
every game with a relevant difficulty has that in some form, and the enemies are just obstacles of the same way. Like jump and run has that as much in the level design as it has that in the enemies put into them.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's so many different combat styles within the Souls games, it allows you to fight the boss a different way each time if you choose.
Yeah, and it's not just and Jim here is making out that gamers don't have any challenges in their lives, and so maybe if we go further, he'll say that that's why they want them in video games. But that's not just the case. Yeah. There's tons of look at the fighting game scene. That's mostly black people in the West. And they're not all rich and privileged, especially not by the social justice ideology.
Yeah, it's
but they seek this utter perfection genre.
My point would be like gamers have no problems in real life. It's like gamers are still humans. Humans have problems.
Yeah, this is arguing that a luxury good, where they're talking about a favorite pastime or a food, or, I don't know, a hobby. It's like, yeah, this is what they want to do with their time. They have these things to escape from their problems.
Yeah.
And they deal with that every day. So we're talking about the biggest billion-dollar entertainment industry in the world, and you're part of it, sir, and you're complaining that the centrists of the world are privileged? What do you want about now?
Or, like most normal people, we don't talk about politics. We compartmentalize when we're doing certain things. Like when I'm at work, or like when I'm doing a job, or when I was, driving Uber, that was my job. I didn't talk politics while I was driving. When I'm playing a game, I don't talk politics unless it's absolutely necessary, because I don't want to. Like in Final Fantasy XIV, there's a thing called the Novice Network, which is like experienced players help new players. And in chat during Trump's presidency, when they were doing the whole Russiagate stupidity trials or whatever, this idiot kept screeching in the Novice Network chat, which is supposed to be helping have new players ask experienced players what to do, like questions about the game. I had to keep banning this jackass because he kept screeching in this chat about the trials, and we're all like, "Shut up! We don't care. Stop talking about this. That's not what we're playing for this game for."
Yeah. Imagine if just for the sake of the analogy, if instead of video games, the dominant pastime of the people would be painting. And then people like Jim would be complaining all the time that we don't put enough politics in our paintings. When all we want to do is maybe master the craft, or just make a nice picture. To pass the time, to get off from all the other things that drive us crazy.
Yeah, if everyone had the pastime of writing, Jim would just be constantly writing bad poetry about current political parties or something. He'd be like, Jim, we don't care.
And how we must adopt communism and redistribute wealth.
Or whatever economic model he comes up. Yeah, just like, Jim, we don't care about your dumb poetry. It doesn't help us. No one's going to read it. Sorry.
No one gives a shit.
That is how Marx's books came to be.
Heaven forbid if I ever get a job at a game studio dealing with, these people. Hopefully I'll just.
Well, apparently all these crazy SJWs get into the gaming industry. Why? Then it should be easier for all the gamers to just apply, because they surely have the same levels of qualification, plus they're actually interested in video games.
All right. Here's Porcelinus the Fourth. Thank you for the donation. Jim never got shoved in a locker. I don't think he could. He's too big. When he went to school, because there wasn't a big enough locker to fit his fat ass. Oh, you got the joke. I should have just read your line. Yeah, Jim knows all about real issues, like waking up, not being able to see his penis, and thinking he's a woman because of it. Ooh,
that is a good explanation, actually.
He
probably also thinks that he is
some great
because
there.
The daily problem of taking the stairs.
I would tip my hat and nod my drink, but I don't have either. So
yeah, that was such. I can say that was such a big oof there. What even like the glasses in my house like shaked. I was like, oh my god,
that was really good. I if I had a hat, I would tip it.
Yeah, I feel almost sad for making the joke in the same sentence without finishing the sentence. That was silly. Okay.
If I had a head, I'd buy a hat so I could tip it.
There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, back to centrism and the privileged few. Here we go.
Also, can I just point out, centrism is always looked at as, oh, people just don't do anything. It's like, no, what we do is we realise both sides, you go far enough, are fucking insane. So let's not, be stupid.
And if there's a good cherry, we pick it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you just sit on the fence and do nothing. No, we don't do that. We just look at both sides and go, oh, this is the way we'll go one way. It's not insane.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
this is a problem.
Like, oh, look, 99% trash on both sides.
Yeah,
this is 1%. That if we put it together. We can make something of this that's actually not shit.
Yeah, this is the problem of radicalizing these political parties, because we used to have a really good liberal party like 20 years ago in Canada that actually paid down the debt. We had years where the Chrétien and the Martin years, they paid down the debt. It was like, holy crap, they're doing the job of government, which is number one, to help life be better for everyone else, and to pay down the debt of the previous government. And that's what they did. And then they got radicalized in 2005 and 6 with all that other world politic bullshit. So there's nothing wrong with being centrist. There's nothing wrong with being left or right. It's the crazy ideas that stem from these extremes that screw everything up.
There are different definitions and understandings of centrism, blah, blah, blah. But doing nothing is not it.
Right.
Being indifferent is not any of it.
And also the opposite being doing too much, spending too much, getting involved too much.
Also, don't forget, centrists are also called fascists because they're not communists.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
remember, if you're slightly left of Stalin, you're a fascist.
The center's just too far on the right.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. Because these people also think that they are the centrists, that they are the middle point of all this.
Yeah. Yes, I love it when I'm being told by a whack job communist, yes, I'm a centrist. I'm like, you've never seen the center of fucking anything.
What they believe is that they have the moderate position. But everybody does that, and everybody thinks they're here only for the good cause and to improve humanity and civilization. The people who blow themselves up do that too.
Yeah,
and that guy who built these funny ovens with the funny gas things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also thought he was doing something good for the world.
I just enjoy the fact that
if hardcore From Software fans could just shut the fuck up and play video games, I think I'd enjoy that very, very much. Let me specify that. I'm talking about a particular type of supposed, alleged, hardcore From Software fan. A new From Software game has been unleashed upon the world, and with it has come the same tiresome...
It's unleashed, not unleashed.
Also, when
he's trying to be special.
When the creator, Miyazaki, has acknowledged that they aren't going to make their games easy for game journos. You've lost the argument, game journos. Yeah, he has told you to pound sand. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's why
he sees through your bullcrap.
What is he screenshotting here? Is he screenshotting Destiny 2, or is he screenshotting the article?
Maybe we cut before start.
No, that is just the advertisement in the background.
Yeah, but come on, dude. Focus the goddamn image on what. Look at this shit.
But it's too
He
hard.
surely
it
will
takes
scroll
work.
down in a second.
Scroll down for 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's great, Scott. Thank you, sir, for the tip. Also, side note that the 90s, early 2000s had the exact opposite problem with the neocons under the Bush administration. Well, that's America. That's another story entirely. Centrists nowadays are usually the classic liberals who are opposed to the radicals, which is now more prominent on the left. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, and the actual responsible people can say it was bad then and it's bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I make this comparison to the Christian moms all the time, because back then they were the people who had no real problems, and were looking for problems to be what's the word? Offended about.
It's okay to be Jewish here,
the
Wisp.
lefties.
We're not
Wisp, I
going
will
to judge
say-
you.
What?
Jokingly though, Wisp, I will say they're looking more and more like they were right after 20 years of all this nonsense. They're
In part, because some of the things that were called slippery slope fallacies were just actual plans of the left, and
Yes.
that's why I've said it before. In Germany, we are not aware of the slippery slope fallacy or the term slippery slope in the first place. We were always using the term salami tactics, because slice by slice,
Salami.
yes, you get further and further, and that is done deliberately. The salami is being sliced deliberately. It's never accidental.
So it's always fucking sausages, isn't it? The Germans.
No, sometimes it's beer.
I prefer the steak analogies, but sausage is
Sometimes
good
it's we're sadly not a steak country, but we are a meatball country. We have 40 different types of meatballs.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, and
That's
we beat each
39 too
other
many.
when one German gets to another place in Germany and wants a boulette. No, everybody looks like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So
you
instead
want the
of euros, you
fricadelle?
have like sausages as currency.
We
I like the idea.
have like as many names for meatballs, and they're all made in different shapes and recipes and meat
Mark, their
compositions and herb
currency
compositions.
was called the German franc.
What?
Yeah.
Frank.
Another.
I think
I
Frank
get
is
it.
dead.
Well, I've never met a meatball I didn't like.
That's
So.
why I said was.
Frank's doing perfectly fine. I don't know why people say he's dead.
You'll find fricadelle boring.
All right. Well, let's learn about Rock Paper Shotgun Destiny 2: The Witch Queen. From
Hooray.
Jimquisition.
Ugh.
I'm so happy about it.
dreary circular
Oh no, he did.
He
scroll down.
just skip. What is his framing? Look at what article am I reading here, Jim? You want me to pause and read for you?
What? Now we're on Reddit?
I think.
We have to
Reddit.
go back in time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well
Jim,
done.
learn to
let's
screen
get to
cap.
Reddit. You've been doing this for 20 odd years. How can you be so fucking retarded? Well, actually, no, I'm not even. He is fucking retarded.
Maybe it's
The guy,
the hormones he's not taking.
Oh,
the guy
yeah.
thinks sticking a bunch of straw in his fucking head makes him a woman, but okay.
Oh.
So
It's possible. It's just the fat that gave him man tits, and he thought, I'll just transition and say I'm
my
transitioned.
God, I'm so fat. It's time to be a woman. Okay.
no, the worst part about it, he looked at his tits. He went, "Oh, this looks like cheese. It's producing. I guess I'm a woman."
No, Jim, that's called cancer. Anyway.
Oh, it's just so yeasty.
Oh my God.
For the record, YouTube,
Jesus,
there's a trans woman on the panel, so you can't cancel this for being transphobic.
Oh,
God.
boy.
Anyway, enough about like trans. Let's talk more about Jim Sterling's cheesy nipples.
force that occurs whenever FromSoft offers up its particular blend of challenge, depth, beautiful bleakness, and obfuscating lore.
Is he still talking about his cheesy nipples here, or we moved on to a
Yes.
different topic?
Yeah. It was. It was
What were the
summoning
things
the
he talked
magical
about?
nipples.
I only heard obfuscating lore. What were the other things?
Crippling depression.
Oh, for real.
Okay, crippling depression. Bleakness.
Crawling in my skin.
This is Mr. Potato Head before the makeover.
Hog, I know you have to drink for 2 now, but that is not helping us.
How am I meant to drink for 2? I'm not carrying a baby.
Exactly.
Now it's that your attitude.
Your wife can't drink now, so you have to drink her drinks.
Oh my god!
Congratulations, Hawk, for your transition.
Yeah. Also, congratulations on my marriage, because it's not my wife.
Anyway,
your wife's pregnant.
Of course you are. You had pecks on the cheek. That means by village tradition you are now married.
oh god.
Oh right. Well, I held the hand.
What's the most important thing? Did they hold hands?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Red from Trope Talk thinks we're in a relationship. Obviously.
How romantic. Anyway, let's continue.
Yes.
As per the usual, the endless debate over game difficulty and accessibility has reared its all too familiar head, and while I...
Those are two different things, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Ma'am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever
The
you are.
game is always accessible, no matter how hard it is.
Yeah. Everyone can.
Do you want an easy mode for Tetris Grandmaster?
No, but
Jim,
it's like.
Jim, can you download the game off Steam or onto any console and hit play? The
Yeah,
game is
it's also
accessible.
like.
You're good to
If
go.
the paraplegic...
That argument is over and done. It's accessible. Anyone
Yeah.
can access it. Now,
Yeah, if the
are you good at the
paraplegic
game?
can beat
That's
a
a different
Souls
story.
game, if the paraplegic can beat a Souls game, it is accessible.
Even like you can buy a disc and put it into a console. That's fine. Unless you are literally too retarded to do that, then everything's accessible.
Yeah, Jim, that only means you are too dumb to play. That means
Yeah.
if you want to play video games, you do need to play games that are for less with the not higher levels of double-digit IQ. That's literally what that means.
You mean people with a lukewarm IQ?
I don't know. I would say people who are good at games. I've spoken to some fellows who went from professional sports or varsity sports, and they got very good at like Quake and all those games that require high levels of reaction. And
sorry.
yeah, so
You only need to get in
adrenaline.
the zone.
There's a certain level of sportsmanship and skill and adrenaline you need to play those kinds of games. So they were really popular in the 90s or late 90s when they were LAN parties. And you had people from like hockey or baseball or what have you who were just hardcore into those games. So
Yeah, and anytime you get into those types of games, you're very quick to get in what we called, and I think still call, the zone. Like you're just hyper-focused in the game. Your large brain isn't doing too much anymore, and it's all just reflexes.
Yeah.
Screen to eyes to motor functions and back.
yeah, and games like Souls are almost perfect for
You
that.
just have, because you just have you react to single frames. You react into frame windows in those old in Quake and in the
Older Monster Hunter, same way.
You will you will. Although Monster Hunter is relatively slow, but Quake is just special for being so fast that you have single frames where you jump, wall jump, do some other tricks, run the crosshair across the screen, and your enemy is just on the screen for like a frame or two as you turn around and you headshot him. And
Quake
you
is
do
the
that
game that
repeatedly.
invented.
That is Quake. That is high level play. That is being in the zone. You could not do this if you just were making conscious decisions in your large brain. That would not
Quake is
work.
the
You would be
game
too slow.
That
And
invented
what-
snapshotting
Yeah.
headshots.
Yeah, and what Jim is doing here, his first mistake is he's streaming the game, talking all the time. He is not concentrating. That's why he loses. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't understand the controls. Maybe he never read up the controls. This is a game where you need to know the controls. It's like when you have a beat 'em up brawler. I don't know what the genre is called nowadays. That has even if it's relatively simple combos. You need to learn some of those combos in order to get through harder parts of the game. Maybe you need to do frame perfect dodges. Maybe you need to do frame perfect dodges for 3 minutes in order to beat a normal fight, not even a boss. You will not be able to do that if you're streaming and babbling about what's going on the stream at that time, because you are not focused. That's why you can't beat it. Because you're an idiot. You're an attention-whoring idiot.
Maybe it's all that hair he has on his head. It's very distracting.
Most of the game journalists are just attention-whoring idiots. They can't do it. They're not smart. They can't do anything. They just want attention. They want applause for not even mediocre, but subpar products. It's like, fuck off.
Quick sidebar. Apparently, the Fine brothers are trying to copyright React again. That's going around.
What is that?
Again?
People are getting hit with copyright claims for apparently for using the phrase React.
I can't.
What?
I can't believe it. That's retarded.
Remember a few years ago when the Fine Bros tried to copyright the React?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
they're-
the name.
They're doing it again apparently.
Oh yeah, on these kind of things, you tend to have a cooldown on when you can try to sue again or something. Similar to parliaments, where if a motion fails, there is like a 6-month period where you can't bring in a similar motion again. And that's the same thing with suing people over something really, really stupid and obvious that you would never get an okay for, not in a sane world.
Yeah, I figured I should at least point that out. I just saw that.
That was
especially with
Isn't the left always crying for the people shouldn't complain about consequences for their actions? Yeah, then the Fine Brothers shouldn't wonder about eventually somebody being so fed up by their bullshit that he's pulling up in front of their house. It's not saying I'm encouraging that or
Oh my
inciting that.
God,
I'm
Wes!
just saying
Jesus
it's-
Christ!
If you bully people too much, someone's
your
gonna
inner
snap.
German's coming out. Your inner German's coming out.
Oh no! You know what's going on
Yeah.
around German Twitter? What's trending on
I
German
don't-
Twitter?
I don't know. I've
German
the invasion
Twitter.
of Sudeten land.
No.
Aside from
We've had,
meatballs?
it's been on the It's been on the sloppy thing too, I think. No, it hasn't.
Oh,
This
what's going on
one
German
tweet
Twitter?
about just to be clear, we're getting we Germans are being told to increase our army budget and then march through Poland to the other side to fight the Russians. Just so everybody knows it, we're told to do that. Just for the record.
History is a flat circle. Time repeats itself.
No.
I was going to make a joke about like German Twitter with like Russia invaded Ukraine. Poland looks nice, or something like that. But to then be told, yeah, they're literally talking about going through. I'm like, oh my God!
I just love
Yeah,
all
on-
like
on the- on the
the
side- on the
Simpsons,
side note, we
Bart no
currently-
memes.
On the
But
side
it's
note,
just Germany, no, and it's like, what did I do? Sorry, force of habit.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
at every war at the end we get blamed, whether we were the cause or not. It will be the same
Right.
here. So we will at the end be blamed for the Ukraine-Russia conflict, and we'll have to pay reparations to, I don't know, the French or something. And now I've lost my train of thought.
So why do you want to go
Bloody
to
hell.
Poland, Wisp? Tell us.
Oh, right. I remember.
Waded into the fray with embattled diligence to argue that easy modes are
What's that?
perfectly acceptable, optional, and not at all problematic in literally any video game. I'm not going to argue anymore, because it's not an argument these days, it's just a performance. The community is on
You are a
autopilot
performer.
with this endlessly repetitive debate. There's no hope of a resolution. Long ago,
Why did he
You
have...
are the one bringing up the alleged debate. There is no actual debate. You are just wrong. Your side was always wrong.
No,
You're
Jim,
just a few very loud, petty people.
Jim, there is a resolution. It's called "Get Good."
Why?
Done. Conversation's over.
Okay, guys, this
It's
is...
Get Good.
this-
That is a resolution to your problem here.
This is a clip from the old 80s flick Flight of the Navigator with Pee Wee Herman acting as this AI thing on the left there. What the...
It was a great movie.
Yeah, but what the hell does this have to do with anything?
All those screenshots that Jim is
it's
using in these videos are unrelated to the topic itself. It's just like What should I put here for this sentence?
I need
Let's
to
see.
show a fat kid. I need to show a fat kid. That's
No,
what
I
he's
think
trying to do.
remember. While it was playing, I understood what he was trying to reference here. But I forgot at this point.
I guess roll it back and just let it replay.
No,
I mean, for God's sake,
please.
No.
Black
Alright,
cat thing. And I was like,
Have
yes,
mercy.
I think it's about it
too
being in
agree.
control thing.
Oh god. Well, here's here's great Scott for this for a donation. Thanks for the 2. Jimquisition gone full dark side Phil with this Elden Ring stream of his, which doesn't
Yes.
surprise me. Next, he'll embrace the entitled e-beggar persona.
I was blocking that.
Didn't DSP like actually beat the Souls games?
Well,
Really? I don't know if that's possible.
I
it
don't
took him
that's
some
why,
time. Let's say that.
I never said he did it quickly. I just was like, didn't he beat it? So I mean,
Yes, technically, yes, he did.
He's more of a gamer than Jim is.
Wow.
But he has more hair than Jim does, so.
I'll also tell you a secret. When
No,
we were playing
Whisp,
video
no.
games,
Hitler does not live in Argentina. Don't tell people. God's sake. Oh, a different secret. Carry on.
Hawk, if we ever end up in the same pub and you don't stop making the bloody Nazi jokes, I'm gonna ask you to step outside.
Why? I'll just do them on the street.
Because I'm fed up with it.
I just be like that. I want to see you outside, Hawk. Okay. Anyway, it's
No,
outside.
I just
We do more Nazi
don't
jokes?
want to mess up the nice English pub. That's all.
Why? Why? You're German. You're a German. You don't win fights.
Oh god.
Yeah, but no. But only after you've called all your friends, and they arrive and they arrive hours later.
No, we just hold our own for a bit. That's it. Just tire out.
It's just look. German pub culture is just very, very respective of the pub and the owner. So we don't want to make We don't want to make scratches in the floors or anything. We don't want to break anything. So we'll sort our troubles where the pub is not disturbed.
All right. You like doing your fighting outside your borders, don't you?
Exactly. Just like the United States of America.
Here is Alex Halo. Thanks for the super chat. France probably already surrender, like always. Okay.
Yeah.
What is France
they
have
probably
to do
don't
with
do that
anything?
joke anymore either.
France is.
I mean, it's fun to pick on France because it's the French.
Yeah, but anyway,
Actually, technically, the French have won the most battles in history. Yeah, okay, wonderful. Against other French people. Okay.
Yeah, look, it's not about the battles. It's about the
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, that secret, that little dirty gamer secret. When we were playing video games in the 90s and 2000s and all of that stuff, before all these normie losers came into our nerd elitism.
Well, I'm sorry that I was born with. Jesus Christ, carry on.
Good, someone else is sorry for how he was born. For once.
No, see, here's the thing: you came into it and were respectful of it.
The point is, young and old gamers that we were, we didn't finish every single game.
Oh God, no.
Most of us played to the part that we couldn't get across. Like it was fun playing around, and then there was this one difficulty wall. Like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I'm trying, and usually especially when it's the kids, maybe you're not developed enough. You come back a year or two later to the game, and you get through it, and you wonder what was the fucking problem.
Yeah.
So we didn't finish all the games we had. I never finished the add-on to Syndicate, the first Syndicate game, because it was so bloody hard. Holy fucking shit!
That was awesome.
Add-ons back in the day were so damn difficult.
Yeah,
and it was great.
It was a great game. Yeah.
Also, the dirty little secret of a lot of those games, like on the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo in itself, is those games aren't very long. They just have a massive difficulty spike to make them feel like they're longer.
Oh, back in the day, no, that was not the case. They had tons of content. The first
No. I'm
game,
talking
for
like
example?
no,
Or
like
did I miss something.
no, on a lot of games, the they especially like shoot 'em up, like stuff that was especially like arcade ports, they weren't super long. They just had a massive difficulty spike because it was built in to get you to keep playing.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But,
like a lot of games,
but
you would be surprised at how short they are.
Yeah, I remember some of those games, but they were intensely fun, especially when you learn to play them. When you learn to play them fluently. But the thing is, all the other games that were directly developed for the PC or the Amiga or whatever, they had tons of content, and even one of the jump and runs that still came out on the Amiga. I don't know. There must have been a PC port as well, called Lionheart. It was one of the toughest games, and the studio sadly died due to piracy. They did ask to, hey, this was really hard to make. We're running short on money. Please actually buy the game when you like it. But the game had such a high difficulty level that I got further than my 7-year-old brother. But I did barely get into the second level. I don't even know how many it had. I think I got into the third at some point. But it was hard, and it was great. It was, if you want to call it, a Dark Souls of Amiga. And these tons of other games. Syndicate had tons of missions, and they were interesting. The way you progressed through the game, how you researched your new weapons and stuff, amazing. All these, there were tons of games like this, complex, difficult, fun. And figuring the games out was fun, even when they had manuals the size of actual little books. Like 80 pages, 120 pages. Part of that was lore, but some games there were just tons of just how the game works.
I remember with Morrowind where you had to actually there was no in-game map. You had to remember everything.
There was an in-game map. It was just useless.
It was like
there was all these other things.
Yeah, it didn't have directions. That way, it didn't have markers. That was it. Like you actually had to remember all that stuff.
Yeah, it didn't have all these new quality of life things that make the game almost non-immersive anymore.
Or like the in-game journals, like they didn't record important information. You actually had to write it down.
Yes, and I love that about Morrowind. However, the thing is that we didn't finish all the games. My brother never finished Link's Awakening. I certainly didn't finish it when I was 6 years old. But I did it later on. I came back, was grown up more, could do more stuff, and actually finished the game at some point. And there are still some games out there that maybe I will remember, oh right, I played that. Maybe I'll finally finish that. I'll play through that again for the nostalgia factor, and then I'll actually push through to the end. But people like Jim are in, I don't know how old he is. He's probably in his 40s at this point, at the very least.
40 fucking stone.
But he's still too dumb to actually play on the level that a single-digit years old kid can.
Mm-hmm.
And then he blames that on the lack of accessibility. No, Jim, you just haven't mentally developed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's Whisp. I am in your house. Okay.
Again.
Jim was that special needs kid that the teachers forced kids to play Foursquare with, and he ended up dropping his pants and taking a shit on the entry square and acted like he won. Also, Wisp, we're out of pretzels.
Well, you won't find pretzels in my place because I will always be out of pretzels because I don't like pretzels.
Yeah.
But Tyler Preston in the chat said I can call these kinds of people parasites. I agree.
I love how Wisp managed to make "I don't have any pretzels" like the longest sentence in the world. Just that was such a Wisp. It was such a Wisp sentence. I'm saying,
look,
no, we don't have any pretzels. You want to find pretzels? I don't have pretzels. No one has pretzels. I don't have no pretzels.
Germany pretzels. What are you talking about?
Yes. Look, Hawk. I am thinking in German autism, and then I manually translate that into English word for word.
You keep saying German autism. Just say German. That's it.
Oh, I
You don't
wish
need to
more.
add
I wish
more words.
Germany would make so much more sense if everyone was autistic.
Everyone is
I mean,
autistic in
you
Germany.
said it, not
It makes
us.
no sense.
Anyway, let's
If we had more
continue.
autism, we were Japanese.
Anyway, let's go.
Oh my god.
Community
No,
is
they
on
just walk around with a stick up their
autopilot
ass.
with this endlessly repetitive debate. There's no hope of a resolution. Long ago, this whole discussion became nothing but an exercise in grandstanding. I've pointed out before that
you
from
just
all my
made
show
it up
gets
because
accused
you're
of repeating
bad.
points, which it does, yes, actual gamer discourse is itself perpetually recycled garbage. The same tiny handful of debates repeating themselves over and over again.
He's projecting socialist argumentation again here.
Stupid and insignificant controversies surrounding review
True.
scores, whether or not a game is too woke for daring to have women and queers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Imagine having a go at game journalists. Imagine being such a useless fat cunt that you're having a go at your own fucking people because it's making your life a little bit harder because you're such a useless fat cunt.
And all he can
So,
do is insult the very demographic he's supposed to make content for.
When they like Alloy in the first Horizon game was a pretty she was a pretty character, like she had
You can say it, girl.
pretty she was a pretty woman.
Yeah, pretty woman.
This she gained like 20 pounds, and she's supposed to be a massively active person.
So you know that fat people are
It's
the
called
most active
menopause.
people.
I guess.
Yeah, all right.
And people were
Yeah.
trying to be like, oh,
Have you ever seen a woman go through the menopause? This is not the menopause. I don't know what. This is not what happens when women. That's just one of like the most cop out things ever. It's like, oh, I'm going through the menopause. That's why I'm so fat. Anyway, put the ice cream down while you're talking to me, love. But yeah, they made
Yes, Hawk, you are right.
the cop out. Oh, it's like when fat people. Oh, I've got a glandular problem. It's like, yeah, and the 8 slices of cake you had for
If it is,
dessert.
and that gland is called Ben and Jerry's.
What gland is it? Because those problems are solved. Go to the bloody doctor and get your bloody
that's
supplements.
Oh, it's my thyroid gland.
If it's a thyroid, you get meds for your thyroid, and then you don't get fat. You know why? I have hypothyroidism. I take thyroid hormones that replace the stuff my thyroid isn't producing. Because if I don't, I turn into a blob. If I take it, I don't turn into a blob.
The thing is, every single person I know who has a thyroid problem literally is telling me that while they're smearing butter over a bacon sandwich made of bacon and cheese, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that is not a thyroid problem anymore. No.
Yeah.
No.
Listen, just because I eat something that can give a grown man diabetes in 10 seconds does not mean I have a problem that I can solve. It's a thyroid.
Eating bread every point of the day.
Yeah, guys.
But essentially, this year, what they did to Alloy is basically they replaced her with another woman. Probably the self-insert of someone in the company.
Well, whatever you do, don't bake with bacon. Just cook bacon. Don't add it to anything. It's fine. Bacon
Why is
is
it called bacon if you don't bake it?
perfectly fine the way it is. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yep.
Anyway, that was my 2 cents. Let's keep going.
Right.
Queers in it. The gatekeeping aversion to accessibility and protest of the mythical.
No. You don't get to talk to us about gatekeeping, you bloody ostracizer, you bloody infiltrator and parasite who then throws out anyone who's not of your opinion. You are the gatekeeper. You're just not, you are talking against gatekeeping as long as you're not in the position to gatekeep yourself.
They don't seem
You're
to like
bloody
anything that
fraud.
is challenging to them. Like, they see a challenge and they are like, oh, why isn't this, like, adjusted to my skill levels?
Why don't
It's
I
just
have
every challenge
regularity mode?
have to run away from. Like, make them
game-
so.
games journos and Jim here, they're actively encouraging and proving the reason as to why gatekeeping is a good thing.
Most
Like-
Through
narcissists
the
cannot
difficulty
deal-
level of
Yes.
a fucking Souls game.
Yes, and most narcissists cannot deal with actual challenges where they can lose or where they actually lose. They do not like that, and they never grow past it.
Well, after 9/11, yeah. Like,
I
that's
did
kind of
notice
a-
an update to my Pathfinder game. I think it was last night or 2 days ago. Whatever happened to the difficulty, it made it super easy. Like I was like, what happened? Because I put it on max
Can you
difficulty.
Switch it back.
Well, the difficulty is very customizable, but this was like normal difficulty. So maybe there's something I screwed up with myself because I love customizing my difficulty. So I brought it down to normal, and the enemies were just exploding. Like I don't know what happened. It was like, I touched them, they exploded. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
You didn't accidentally boot up Dragon Age 2 by any chance?
This is hardcore Pathfinder rule set, and my dagger guy just starts stabbing someone and they explode. And I'm like, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no,
Yeah.
people are doing weird shit to their difficulty for these days. I don't know why.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
as well, I sometimes whenever I
Because
get a new game,
don't you know, you have to get the most amount of people into your game because
yeah.
that means your game is successful as opposed to targeting an audience that will buy your game for years, a la what Dark Souls
Yeah.
did,
I understand
and
that
then they make money off of that.
because
Yeah, and
a game like
Q-
Pathfinder has multiple levels of difficulty. They have Iron Man mode. They have all these other hardcore modes.
Yeah.
And normal mode, I guess, is just too easy for the average person. But these games are like 80 hours, 100-hour game. These are huge games.
Yeah,
So
but look, with these guys, it is. He still wants to feel like he can tell himself that he's overcome a challenge. So maybe he even puts the game on hard or even something above, and then complains that it's too hard and it should be easier because he wants to be able to tell himself that he solved the game, beat the game on the higher setting, but he doesn't want to put in the actual work to get that achievement, that personal achievement.
well,
See-
I'm glad we could say that the Souls games are not casual. These are hardcore. They should remain
Yeah.
that way. The creator thinks it that way as well. Everything's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Oh, right. Jim. It wasn't made for you.
Yes.
I really wish the Monster Hunter devs thought the same way too, because that series is going downhill fast.
Yeah, that's when you're chasing the normie market, the normie
Yes.
bracket. And Kyoga's hideout in the chat said absolutely right. 100% support gatekeeping people like Jim out. Yes, exactly. Like, bring up this argument all the time because it illustrates the problem. Imagine Jim, instead of being Jim, is some Christian mom that complains about all the violence in the games that needs to be taken out, and we need to cover up all the breasts and they're too large anyway, and the ankles, we need to cover the ankles, and so on and so on, and also the game needs more Jesus, of course, and that's what Jim is, and we would gatekeep the Christian mom out, no question, no company would yield to that bullshit.
Yes,
But
but
somehow we let these fuckers talk us into accepting them in. No, we shouldn't.
yes, but because don't you know Christianity bad no matter who it is.
That's that's a completely different topic.
No,
Yes,
I'm saying
it
that's why they'll
Oh.
do that to the Christian religious
Yeah, but that's
side,
a
but they won't
completely
do it to
different
these
topic.
people.
Anyway,
moving swiftly on.
let's continue.
Yes.
Casualization of video games and
That's what
it,
you're
isn't
asking
it?
for.
Craig, are there
Jim,
any
that's
more
what you're
things
asking
that
for.
the gamers care about?
Yeah, because
That pretty much is all the full-time hardcores who've
for
made
example,
their
Monster
entire
Hunter got
identity.
super casualized with World, and it was awful. It was not a Monster Hunter game anymore because they were chasing the normies who were always sitting there going, "Monster Hunter's too hard," and I couldn't beat even the smallest monster from the first quest.
What?
And then it turned into the nonsense. Yeah, there was people who were complaining that Monster Hunter was too hard because it was too slow. things didn't move fast enough.
It was slow. I thought it was a very slow type of these types of games. I have other Monster Hunter games on my shelf because I picked them up in thrift shops and stuff for little money. Never got around to play them. World was the first Monster Hunter game I did actually play, also because I had some old friends who also had it at the time, and thus I can't really judge that because I don't have the comparison. But yes, I thought it a bit, and I just stuck with Sword and Shield throughout the game, which other people find very boring. I think it's one of the least chosen weapons. But it was just basically, what would you call it? I was caressing the monsters to death with like poke, block, and then it was dead.
Yep.
Like
I would highly recommend.
There was barely a challenge.
Yeah, I would highly recommend Generations or Generations U on the Switch.
So it was fun when Beetlejuice and Devil Joe were showing up at the same time, because that was the good kind of chaos.
Basil Goose is just a worse Devil Joe.
No, they showed up together in.
I know they can because they added in
Iceborne. They removed that they can show up together, I think.
Yeah, and also Capcom has gotten into a really bad habit of releasing only half a game for Monster Hunter, like even more so now. They used to it's turning into Pokemon. It was a side product of they would just update the games as they would go along with like new, and they would have a standard and then an ultimate edition. And the ultimate edition was basically G rank or master rank, which is still going to call it G rank because it's not master rank.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The hardest difficulty, basically. That would be in the next update, and then they would have more monsters and whatnot. But that was a limitation of how the hardware used to be, due to just disk size and whatnot. Nowadays, they could just release the full game as opposed to piecemealing out. Like in Monster Hunter Rise, they piecemealed out returning monsters and other content to try to artificially extend the amount of time people were playing the game, as opposed to just letting events and other monsters be around permanently. And they started doing that really horribly in World. And it was like, oh, well, they have to remake all these monsters for a new engine. I'm like, that's not an excuse. That's them doing their job. They're game developers.
Okay.
All right.
You shouldn't piecemeal out the core part of your game.
Here is Porcelinus IV again. Thank you. Marxists, here we go, hate gatekeepers because they make it harder for their spies and infiltrators to get into an area, enact communism, and then build 10-foot barbed wire walls with mounted machine guns.
Yeah, and they catapult everyone out who's not on board with them.
Like Monty Python style.
Games
If you
care about.
Yeah.
That pretty much is all that the full-time hardcores who've made their entire identity gaming give a shit about, right?
No.
Maybe not. I don't particularly care anymore. Maybe I left a few more regurgitated topics off the list, but it won't have been many. God, just fuck traditional gamer TM discourse. It's just so fucking puerile.
Who are you talking about? Who is he talking about?
People who tell him
the straw man that he's fighting, the normal players who just want the escapism, who want fun, who want challenges in their games, and not just randomly push buttons and get to the end screen.
So he does not like experts. He does not like professionals. That's what's happening.
He doesn't like professionals. He also doesn't like normal gamers. Because he is strawmanning them into all being like these elitist people.
Yeah, like he doesn't like speedrunners. No one who wants to master a game or do 100% completion. Like he doesn't like those guys because they're hardcore. It's like, no, that's what those games are designed for.
Because they're better than him.
Well,
they're better than him, and they have actual ambitions. Just like he probably dislikes passing trannies because they put actual work into that. That's one of the big reasons, because there've been articles calling passing to be transphobic because it puts such a high bar and such a gatekeeping of being trans. It's the same bloody shit, just in another topic.
Imagine allowing future suicide statistics to write articles about how things are transphobic. That's a dark joke. Sorry, carry on.
Okay.
It was just Mike is just a bit bad. I didn't understand.
All right.
Sorry. Ich bin einen suicide statistics, writing articles, Dankeschön.
Now I get it.
Swedish meatballs. Okay, let's continue.
I've been doing this job for over 10 years and nothing's been resolved. Nothing has.
Oh, because you're so utterly terrible.
Because you're
over
wrong.
10 years and you're still that bad at video.
Yeah.
It's
been
like you
10
never
years,
it's like you never actually played a video game to the end.
Sounds like he has this problem with the gaming press or gamers, and he hasn't come up with a basic solution of communication or making an organization online and saying, hey guys, let's have a community of people who want to solve a problem together or talk about it or at least have a forum going.
The only time when I accept anyone complaining about the game like being not unreasonable that like you're good at it is when the controls are awful. Like there's a lag input, such things like that. But like Elden Ring and like the Souls games don't seem to be falling in that category. So
No, the worst Elden Ring has right now is just it's only on PC, and there's a
What, a PC? No.
There's a frame rate issue, but they're working on fixing that pretty quickly. So.
Can we all just
frame rate issue, but like on lowest setting or like highest setting?
Environment. They put one of the highest intensity environments right at the beginning.
Okay.
Oh no!
It's like the Master Sword place in the forest in Breath of the Wild that almost fried the Switch.
I'm glad it's on PC because it wouldn't be as popular as if it were just on one platform. So I'm glad it's getting the press it's getting.
To be fair, with the Breath of the Wild, they fixed that pretty quickly. Like it no longer about melt your Switch. They fixed that frame rate issue.
Yeah, it's mainly because they reduced the objects in that place. I just brought it up. It still has a lower frame rate there, and it's sad because it doesn't look as great anymore. But anyway, I just brought that up as an example, not as an actual topic. The point here, Jim, I think you're just not a gamer. I think you're just a filthy. I think you're just a filthy pretend casual that whose Rubik's cubes have all the same color on every side.
Painted on.
You can still see the original stickers just poking through.
No. We call it the casual cube.
Yeah. All I know is Cuphead really did a number on the fucking games journal.
Oh yeah.
And it was hilarious.
People like Jim are jealous of anyone being better than him.
Yeah, but of all games, it was Cuphead compared to like Ikaruga or all these other.
Yeah, that's what gets it. And all it was double jump.
And it was the tutorial sequence as well.
Yeah, but tutorial, and that's what's destroyed game journalists, and that's what's brought about this whole. Oh, we should be in easy mode. That's literally it.
Seriously. Here's also a question. How many of these game journals do you think have skipped the tutorial in Elden Ring? Because the game doesn't force you into the tutorial.
It's not even that.
It's an entirely it's a good thing for replayability. That's an entirely skippable tutorial. That is a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing I would ever skip in a game like that.
Yeah, but what my point is this whole game difficulty thing, how there should be like an easy mode, has literally come because of Cuphead and the fact that games journalists were getting embarrassed because none of them knew how to actually play a fucking video game. Yeah, and that's what I mean. And they're still on about it. And they're still on about it. And all this is just massive coat from the games journalist industry. I'm going to call it an industry because they're all fucking machine made. And it's just like, oh, this should be easy stuff because we can't double tap A or something. You know what I mean? It's like, really?
Yeah, and we have the damn range covered now. We have the games journalists proving that they can't solve a jump and run tutorial with a double jump that gets solved by a 5-year-old in less time. And on the other end of that spectrum, we have the paraplegic beating Sekiro.
Yeah. It's this is just really pointing out that some people are just not good at stuff.
Yeah, this. If you guys remember from Dragon Age 2 days, this all started with Jennifer Hepler, and she wanted a story mode.
Oh, yes.
Where she skipped all the gameplay and just had the stuff that because she was a writer. Obviously, she only cares about writing, so it's like, all right, fine. That's, I guess, as a person working on a game, that's your opinion. So fine, whatever. But that's not the game that the rest of the company's making.
She wanted a Naughty Dog game, right? Basically. Nowadays.
No, not even that. It was like there's gonna be no combat. It's like the story mode in Mass Effect 3. It's so I've played through it. It's like, why the fuck am I even doing this? The story's not even that good. It's the mystic combat.
What is it? The Life is Strange games where there's no actual like.
No. We don't talk about those here.
In games like Mass Effect, it makes sense in so far as to you've played through the game 20 times now, and you just want to see all the other story branches that you haven't had in your previous games. That's all. That's what it exists for.
Not for Mass Effect 3. That's not because there are no story branches.
Well, the best thing they did was Galaxy for Mass Effect and Dragon Age Keep for Dragon Age, where it's just, what did you do? Because you don't have a save game. What did you do in the previous games? This. Took like 5 minutes. Done. Yeah. Off you go to the latest game. So that makes sense. And I've seen that done not only with AAA titles, but smaller indie games or free games to play where they have a new update and the save file isn't compatible with the latest edition. So instead of going through the entire game or downloading a new save file, you just answer about 20 questions on what choices you made.
Wait, Smart, that sounds like a better solution to what the ending should have been of Part 3.
Well, everything sounds like a better solution to Part 3. I could say I picked my nose and I jumped off a building is probably what Shepard should have done at the end. Like, that would be a better ending. I mean,
that's how you would construct the ending of such a long series. Here's all the things you did, and this is what the galaxy looks like now. Wow.
You have to break apart a very complicated system, and you should do that with your choices, especially in a choose your own adventure story. And I don't know exactly how to write a choose your own adventure story. I have read them as a kid, and I liked them. They're fun, but to put that into a game with thousands of variations, that's complicated. So I understand what they did. It's not satisfying to anyone as a person understanding stories and gaming and expectations. It just was not. It was not satisfying for anyone. So
it's like no offense, but it's like, well, no, actually full offense. But they managed to end it in the least satisfying way that, like, you. To be honest with you, everyone lied about even liking it, because all the people who liked it disappeared until someone said, "Oh, I didn't like it." If you liked it that much, why don't you carry on talking about it? Why is it dead in the water? Why is nothing working anymore? What, you know what I mean? It's so blatantly obvious.
I'm very concerned if Dragon Age, the next Dragon Age, does not produce. It might sell. It might sell well. Let's say it'll sell well. If it does not produce, like, Inquisition sold very well apparently, but it was not fun. It was not interesting. It was not compelling. The characters weren't that interesting. If they don't do that, if they don't give me one guy or one girl that I go, oh, this character's worthwhile, who cares?
But Spud, what about Varric? They'll put Varric in it again.
Even with Dragon Age 2, you had that stupid frame narrative. So all the anticipation, all the suspense is immediately thrown out the door because this is in the future. So we know what's going to happen. It's like, oh, so I'm never going to die. Things are going to be okay, and Cassandra's going to look for the hero of Kirkwall. It's like, okay, Champion Kirkwall. It's like, okay.
Yeah, Champion Kirkwall, and also hero for Elden as well, which was like, okay.
Yeah, it's just like there's no suspense, there's no mystery. It's like, why would you do that? That's not how you use a frame narrative. That's the opposite effect. You want to increase suspense. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that though. It's another story. Let's keep going.
It's an anger issue. It's just I can't go over it again.
Yeah. Here's JS. Jennifer Hamburger Hepler. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Someone uploaded investigative journalism's video on the matter from all the way back then, which brings back memories. Oh, I remember that YouTube channel. The guy who also did the interview with the last hours of Mass Effect 3. I remember that. Yeah. Then he stopped YouTubing. Yeah, no, that was a great guy. I like that guy's style of video.
Yeah.
Thing with that I see with Jim is he doesn't seem to play games. Maybe he doesn't even like games, and maybe he liked them at some point.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
I think his identity politics has gotten the worst of him.
Yes,
he's like Yahtzee. Then really, it's like they've been doing it for that long. They just turn to the stuff they used to hate.
Yeah, Yahtzee's got a bit more gumption than Jim, I think.
Yeah,
no, Yahtzee's just too cowardly to buy the rope to end himself. That's the problem. So Jim's just, I don't know.
He's just bad. And Yahtzee at least went properly insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, breakdown.
The thing here.
I can't believe like celebrating someone going insane. Like, well, at least he did something.
The thing here is that Jim doesn't seem to like actual challenges, so he's ranting on about it. I am pretty sure he has not finished the games he's actually played or reviewed. I very much doubt that, especially games that are challenging, like previous Souls games. Otherwise, he wouldn't have such trouble in this one.
Yeah, games are getting bigger and more complicated and longer to get through, and that's what people want. They want big,
if you have
thick experience.
Yes, because we want to talk about
if you have 20, 30 years of
worth.
video game experience, if you have 20, 30 years of video game experience, you won't play as retarded as someone new to the game, to video games in general.
Like, I welcome games like Elden Ring because they're actually worth the amount of money that you're spending on them. Like, Elden Ring is what, at least 100 hours for $60? Yeah, that's worth your time.
And compare that to games with very low playthrough, let's say Chrono Trigger, but there's massive replay value, even though it's only a 12, 14-hour game. So you have all these extra endings just to, because that's the nature of the game, to explore all those endings. It's the same with what was that game where you keep dying and coming back? You're this scientist, you're on this deep space exploration mission, and you die and you get brought back to your
Mass Effect?
Mass Effect 2?
It's called Replayer or something like that. It's like there's so much nuance to just playing the game over. But
Prey 2?
You guys have never heard it came out, I think, last year. What the hell was it called?
Don't know.
Must have been a flop.
No, it was. Well, I don't know how well it did.
Wait, Among Us.
Keep dying Among Us. Jesus fucking Christ.
And then you come back.
Among Us.
Returnal. Sorry, it's called Returnal. My apologies.
Oh,
never heard of it. Carry on.
There we go. Anyway, not important.
Has changed. Why did I respond to Jason Schreier's tweet?
Oh God, because I don't know. You have no life.
You haven't figured out how to hit the power button on your computer to.
Oh my God! Speaking as someone with memory issues and ADHD, fuck doing this.
Memory issues? You keep a journal. You write it down.
Oh my God!
Bloody
hell!
I know people with severe ADHD, and they play these games and have fun.
Yeah, the argument for Elden Ring was that there was no active marker on your map to tell you where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which
are we on that level already?
Yes.
When the game tells you to go to A, and you have to go to the map, and it shows you the where A is in relation to you, and if you can't figure that out, I mean,
if you can't figure that out, fucking hell, just put the loading on the map already.
This is not playing like Destiny 2 or Warframe, where like I'm in this galaxy, I don't know where to go, I need a map. This is like, no, go to point B. It's like, all right.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun, figuring out where you need to go, especially in some open world thing that you're supposed to explore.
Yeah, and
It's not
with
just,
Elden Ring,
here's holographic marker, move
with-
towards the glowing
When-
light. Like,
with
no,
Elden
fuck you.
Ring-
Like this
I'm
whole
Morrowind. You have none of this shit.
yeah, with
this whole
Elden,
hand-holding nonsense. You know it's bad, like, and people are fed up with it when Pokemon adds it in, and the players will be like, "Okay, this is a little much, guys." Like,
right? Yeah,
when even the Pokemon, because like in Sword and Shield, they have the waymarks to tell you where to go, which I can understand that for young kids.
What? No, what?
Well, with Elden Ring,
Pokemon
they-
is straight roads.
with Elden
Is that
Ring-
different in Sword and Shield?
Wisp, yes, it is. I understand. That's why people were like, "Okay, come on, this is a little ridiculous." Like, but even they're saying like, "Okay, this is ridiculous," people are getting fed up with this hand-holding nonsense in games. So when a game like Elden Ring comes out, where it's just like, "Fuck you, figure it out," everyone goes, "Gotcha, we'll figure this crap out." Like to get to find Blythe, which is the giant wolf man you see in all the promotional art. His quest to find him is so obtuse. Like, if you don't know, if you have to stumble into it if you're not actively looking for it because of how it triggers. I'm not going to say how it's done, obviously, but it's just like you're not just gonna like walk up and find him. It's just standing in the world.
Well, the thing with Elden Ring though is that the game tells you to go fight the first boss, which I think is Margit or something like that.
Yeah, and actually, Elden Ring does have waymarks, but they're not direct. So at the bonfire things, they'll have arcs of light directing you in a general direction, and that it's kind of like, okay, go this way for the quest.
Yeah, the only problem
Or
I
the
see with that
overarching quest.
is because the boss is so hard. So people who play Souls games, because when you play a Souls games, you're pretty much going through a long corridor, as much as big as the levels are. But you're going from A to B.
In older ones, yes. Older ones, yes, they were far more linear. In Elden Ring, it's kind of the reverse. It's far more open.
So you do get lost in Elden Ring a bit, and then you end up getting stronger because by the time you get there, you probably fought a bunch of other creatures, so that when you do get to Margit, you can actually try and win because she's extremely difficult.
Well, it's a dude, but yeah, and that's kind of the point. That's the whole idea. Like when you walk out of the spawn area of Elden Ring, there's literally a boss right there. The boss they were fighting, the gold boss, the gold enemy they were fighting on a horse. That's just a world boss that's out in the world. It's literally right past the door that you leave the tutorial area.
Oh, okay.
And it's designed to be like, you're not going to be able to fight everything in the world. It's basically, like an old school super boss that's just randomly walking around in the world, like in Xenoblade Chronicles.
Right, and
you're not going to be able to fight that at level 1.
Yeah, and the great thing
instead
about...
of them showing you the level, they say, all right, go ahead and punch it and watch what happens.
Yeah, because the
you're
level
going to have a bad
design,
time.
the level design of the open world of Elden Ring is so well done that it sort of directs you where to go anyway. So you'll eventually get there, even though it's open world and you can go anywhere. You'll figure it out naturally, which is great level design because you don't need all these silly HUD moments and blips and beeps and arrows. It's like, no, just get into the design so that you can explore, get lost, and then figure it out within a few minutes. It's not like you're just off in the opposite direction and that's it.
The less UI you have, the better. That is a rule you should follow in your game design.
There is so
the
many
less
things,
UI, the better.
There's so many things going right with Elden Ring that you're not even aware of it, that the design is there and they're custom tailored to these hardcore players so that you don't have to worry about, do I have enough mana left, because they made spells more abundant than they did. And magic in this game is the best it's ever been in a Souls game. Like, you can actually play a full run of Elden Ring as a magic user and not have to like cheese fights, more or less, because fights were not tuned to be able to stay put, especially in like Bloodborne. You had to keep moving. This one you can actually pause for a second, cast your spell, and keep moving without being obliterated, as long as you position yourself properly to an extent. Yeah. It's not as tight of a window. Alrighty, here's Great Scott again. Thank you. I think there's a good compromise between a more hardcore find it for yourself and map markers waypoints. A good example would be Red Dead 2, where they highlight a particular region or area for you to
Mhm.
search.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm playing Red Dead 2 right now. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, and
It's quite
like-
good. To be honest with you, I've never used. I didn't realize you could put your own waypoints down until like a couple of months ago. Because I've never used it. Because I've just travelled around and tried to find my way on the map.
Yeah.
Myself and everything.
Yeah, that's
it's like
Pathfinder
It's much
games
more
do that
cool.
too. You could write.
also they. Yeah, and also they have like road signs, so you can like use your surroundings. It's like, oh, this road takes me to Valentine. All right, I'll go. I want to go to Valentine. I'll go down this road then.
Yeah, and that makes you
Oh.
that makes you actually look at the world, look at the game, and not just at a direction hologram thing.
Yep.
Well,
like,
the best thing-
That's what
if you
happens
get-
if you have this stuff.
If you
With,
get lost, find some train tracks in the world. They always lead to a town. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just like in real life.
Elden
And that's
Ring. The thing with Elden Ring is also the map has fog of war, so you can't see the
Mhm.
general. You can't see the general. You can only see the general area that you've explored, and then there's actually an in-game map which gives detail to that. And then
Okay.
certain things are, like they're just like drawn pictures on a map, like showing something is there, but you can't tell what it is. On the like, it'll show like mines have a specific icon and stuff like that, and like map posts will have a specific icon where you can find the
Mhm.
map. But other than that, everything is just like looking at an old drawn map of a world, and then you go and explore as you please.
Yeah. Back to this thing is that when players of games these days can't even get. I don't even have words for this. Bloody hell, it's so dumb. When I complain that they get lost because they don't have the holographic indicators anymore, bloody hell, send the kids to survival training. We learned this. This is the thing. I learned this stuff through video games that didn't have this stuff. I learned better to use maps actually to orient myself. I trained that in video games because it's fun. It's fun to do that. If it's not fun for you, why are you playing that game? Play another game. Play a game that's fun for you. And in regards to the ADHD issue, I said I know some people with quite noticeable, let's say, ADHD, and they are playing Dark Souls or Hades, games like that also require memory and attention and all of that. Sterling, you're nothing but a whiny fuckhead who's using his mental issues as excuses for being bad. And then, based on that, you want that video game designers change their entire games to suit retards like you. When other people with your conditions can do it.
I don't think it's even that. I just see it as every single like topic he does now, he just finds another reason to have a go at a set group of people, just so he can like insult somebody.
Yeah, it's I'm a victim and I'm right. Do as I say. You're bad for disagreeing with me. Why do you still disagree with me? Can't you see the light?
No, it's not even that, Wisp. It just seems like he goes, who do I want to insult today? I want to insult this group of fans. Right, well, I'll make out that they're being like stupid for like saying get good at video games. So I'll start this whole video. It's like, okay. Because he goes off and did loads of different topics about stuff. It's never really, apart from when it comes to his insults, he's never really focused on anything. I mean, because he's mentioned being a centrist.
That could be the ADHD.
True, honestly. But the last couple of videos I've seen of him have been, I'm going to insult this group of people, I'm going to insult this group of people, I'm going to insult this group of people. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, in this case, I do recall Jason making this comment, and a lot of people, like he was trending in Ontario, at least for my Twitter, and a lot of people were replying to Jason, like, Jason, I mean, get good, and then Jason had to reply, yes, I get it. This is the general response to my tweet. Get good. Please stop telling me that. So,
Jason,
what's
get good.
honestly so hilarious about the Dark Souls like player base is the whole get good thing is just a joke. Like, the player base is actually extremely helpful when it comes to like if you summon in a ghost of someone who like another player who've already gone through the area and know everything, they'll show you around and just lead you around and show you all the important things that you don't want to miss, that they don't want you to miss. Like, this whole get good thing is just a joke.
Yeah, but look, you know what this message is for me? It's the best advertisement for the game, because this is the type of game that I've been missing since Morrowind. And this message makes me consider, okay, maybe I'm going to skip all the Souls games I haven't played and just go straight to this, because this is what I want. It's just advertising to me, I want this.
It is worth going back and playing the older Souls games. They are worth playing, in my opinion.
I believe the Crazy Philosopher is going to be doing
No, you
a
didn't.
review
I meant something different.
of Elden Ring.
And I'm not saying I'm never going to play them. But that instead of playing them in order, I'm just going to skip to this now because he's making the best advertisement.
Yeah, Elden Ring is the best Dark Souls game to get into if you never played Dark Souls.
Yeah. Like I will agree. Yeah, it is very good at introducing you to the Souls genre.
But do you say Crazy Philosopher is doing a review of
he's been playing it ever since, of course, so he'll eventually get to it, but there's so much to experience and get through. But yes, he is writing a review.
See, one thing I want to see is just drop all these game journos into a DayZ server and just watch them try to figure that shit out.
No, that's just no.
Because there's no maps, nothing. You have to use clouds and the time of day to navigate. At night, it's just pitch black. I want to see these people have to deal with something like that. That would be hilarious.
No, you know what I would do? I'd be. This is too soft, man. I would lock him in a room with a laptop on which there is nothing, but Dwarf Fortress in classic mode.
I thought you were going to say something a lot different when you said lock him in a room. I thought, oh my god.
Yeah, Hog, I know.
Gas leaking in.
Gas slowly.
Beethoven playing in the background.
But everyone in a single room, like Hawk, you don't understand efficiency.
The smell of Frankfurters wafting from the air vents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Internet gas.
Yellow stars pasted to the windows. Just
Oh, anyway.
Hawk, didn't you know Jews are white now?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we know you.
Most
they're
of them
complaining that they're not getting privilege anymore in the United States.
I thought most Jews were just a yellowy orange color. Oh no, that was the flames. Anyway, carrying on.
Okay.
Oh.
Why do I do these things to myself? That's all my replies have been for days. We could have all been just simping over this selfie, but instead everyone's talking about whether you need a...
No one is sipping over you, Jim.
Fuck!
I can't believe I heard the words.
Didn't Jim say he's simping himself over himself?
I don't want to know.
Oh my god. Just think of happy thoughts.
Carry on.
I'm going to hit play. Let's keep going.
Think of attractive people. Helen Keller.
Anyway, Elden Ring. It's a very good game. While we're on the topic, it's quite forgiving by Soulsborne standards, but given the series' penchant for punishing its players' mistakes, that's not saying too much. Regardless, there's been another shitstorm of debate over how accessible it should be, whether easy modes are the devil, and the merits of obtuse, willfully uninformative game design, and just... God, I'm tired of it. That's what I thought as my Twitter replies were inundated. I actually don't want to hear it anymore. The fan base
Twitter?
Is indeed fucking exhausting. The get good attitude that has festered among hardcore Souls fans for years is truly contemptuous at this stage. Get good once started as a joke, but has since been taken far too seriously by people who stake far too much of their self-esteem on whether or not they can fight a pretend dragon.
No. Jim, you're projecting. The one who bases all his self-esteem on losing at video games, because that's the only thing you do, is you. And people like you.
Well, he based...
you need the easy win. Without the easy win, you don't feel good about yourself. Because you're a narcissist. A full-blown narcissist. Pathological. See a bloody therapist.
Are used to losing.
Get good.
they're not going to complain about losing because guess what? That's part of Souls. Most gamers understand that losing is not a bad thing. It's a part of playing a game.
Yeah, you
Anyone
know
who's in
what
sports
what
knows
goes
this.
hand in hand? What goes hand in hand with get good? Losing is fun.
Because guess what? You learn stuff when you lose.
Exactly. You got a bit further this time. You got a bit further. You got a bit better this time. You got a bit better. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna beat it. Yes. Oh, and that drives the adrenaline because you're so close to beating it. Or you're almost figured it out. Like the first time I managed to build a well in Dwarf Fortress 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. I was like, whoa, finally, but it was too late. All my dwarves were already dying off thirst. They didn't even make it to the well.
Yeah, it's like playing.
But I had built it.
It's like
yes.
It's like
next time it would work, but I forgot to buy a rope, so I couldn't.
It's like playing a live-action version of The Last Jedi.
What, where you think, oh damn, I forgot to buy a rope again.
Yeah. So, Jim
And only the
apparently
rope.
does not think losing is fun. You would never have found him in an 80s arcade. Because they're designed to. Those games, as mentioned earlier, they're designed to make you lose so that you spend more money.
Well, Deer Hunter would be infinitely easier if Jim was the target. So.
Just let him play Morhoon.
Oh my god.
Giant silhouette. You're like, oh, it's Jim. There we go.
Yeah.
Sir, was this a hunting accident?
Just give it
No, he looked like that
Oh.
before.
I thought it was a bear.
right.
No, it's Jim. Okay.
Oh god, please give me a bear instead. When you're in the wilderness and you see a large creature approaching you, don't assume it's a grizzly bear and play dead. It might be Stephanie Sterling. If you pretend to be dead, she will abuse you.
Well, they both smell like leather when they die, so I assume.
My god, bullets kill both of them.
I couldn't tell the
Do
difference.
bullets even work against that thing?
I don't know. Just keep firing.
Molotov.
All right, well, we're almost halfway done. Let's try to hit the halfway mark and call it a night, because this is...
This is so bad.
It's just Jim rubbing his own ego. That's all it is.
It's like
That's all he can do.
I love how we still call him Jim and he, and he's there with his little wig going.
But it's a Jimquisition with Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
We're not lying. It's exactly what he calls himself.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just wonderful. It's just like he's like the embodiment of this is just mental illness, and why the fuck do we close asylums?
Well, he knows that if he changes the name of his brand, he's instantly forgotten forever.
Oh, please change the name of his brand. I just want to name it the SS. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Without any friends. It's worth
Stephanie the
noting that
swastika
nobody's
Sterling.
actually impressed if you're brilliant at video games. None of us actually care.
No, I'd probably have sex with someone who's brilliant at video games, like me.
I'll say my friends are pretty impressed when I beat something hard because we all play games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know when me and my friends have like FIFA nights, people are pretty impressed when they win all the games.
Yeah, I like showing off if I get perfect scores or no kills or no deaths in certain games. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, but Jim doesn't have these friends.
Oh, sorry. When I unhook the slaves in my basement to play video games with me, they seem to be quite impressed, especially by the technology.
Okay.
Actually care. In fact, the more you brag about it as if it's worth a damn, the more we think you're fucking pathetic. No,
Jim.
Who's we? We? You turn fucking French here. Who's we?
Jim, you have a video game channel, and now you're saying you're saying no.
That was Smud's best insult ever. Jim, you have a video game channel.
Fucking nerds, the video games. Jim. You spent 10 years.
This is the equivalent of the fucking weeb getting stabbed by another weeb saying fucking weeb. Like,
yeah.
like
You can't be
not even
serious.
like,
Is he attacking his fans? Like, what is he doing now?
He's attacking everybody.
Always has been.
It's like, oh god, people who play video games, what a bunch of fucking nerds. What the fuck is wrong? You're a video game journalist. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's just a bunch of fucking nerds. Says the fucking nerd.
Oh my god, this is literally like, god, video game players are retards. Don't you play the games? Yeah, I'm only pretending to be retarded. It's like...
Oh boy, I don't mind self-deprecating humor. This is the opposite.
Anymore.
He is just gushing with ego. It's like I'm amazing. I'm so great. You guys suck.
Yeah.
Even though we're bounded by the same things we enjoy, but for some reason
no,
suck.
No,
Welcome to Megalomania.
We play video games. He plays video games.
No. He plays himself.
Well, he just wants moving things on the screen that he can pretend he is the reason of the success for.
He's just a fucking prat. Honestly,
A what?
a prat.
A pra?
Oh,
It's okay. It's a
I don't have
British
time to.
Wisp,
Yeah,
it's okay.
PRAT. Yeah, Wisp, it's perfectly fine. You're European. I know you wouldn't understand what I'm saying.
European.
You're not Wisp the German. No, I'm not European. yeah. Unless it's all under the banner of Germany, Europe doesn't matter to you, does it? But anyway,
I feel less insulted by being called continental.
What?
why would I call you continental?
Because you're an island monkey.
That's great.
Well, why would I call you continental?
I'm not Canadian, guys. I'm North American. Okay.
Yeah.
Because all
I'm
this shit is
continental.
Europe, for fuck's sake. Just because
Nah.
your strange island broke off and tried to do its own shit doesn't mean it gets to call
Is
itself
it
not
because
Europe.
Hawk is black?
Sorry, I can't hear you over the fact that we're away from the EU. What did you say again, Wisp? I just have to wipe those tears away. I just can't hear what.
Here's Steven for the 5. Thanks for the tip. You know how dumb this argument is? This is literally insulting painters of hobbies like Warhammer or Gundam and saying they should not be proud of their work. I know. It's really sad to hear this from Jim, who should know better.
Yeah.
Not proud of work. But anyway, let me make some video about how I'm complaining about the difficulty of Dark Souls.
Also, bear in mind, he went, oh god, look at these nerds who are playing video games. He started this off showing a stream of him playing video games.
Yes.
And then saying, I bet my identity on I enjoy Dark Souls or I enjoy Elden Ring more than you do.
Yeah.
What?
This is such a strange argument.
Yeah, my arousal of this video game is greater than yours. It's like, what?
The size of my female penis makes me a better Elden Ring fan than you.
My emotions are better than yours. It's like, okay, Jim. Okay, buddy.
Admission he's a Sith.
It's just a terrible video.
It's sad and pathetic at this point. Here is the super chat from Criminal Imagination. Every time Through the Fire and Flames was full comboed, there was an audience to say, "Oh my God, you did it! No one cares." I guess Jim is no one.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Is that a quote?
Guitar Hero 3, Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force. It was notoriously one of the hardest songs to perfect, especially on the hardest difficulty, just because if you've ever heard for Through the Fire and the Flames, there are some ridiculously fast riffs, and so it's notorious for being one of the most difficult songs to 100% on and clear, or even just clear on the hardest difficulty because of how fast the game goes. Like, you need lightning quick reflexes nearly to hit every note to clear the song.
I think with that
level
of skill,
it's so fast you will lose before the first, I don't know, 30 seconds of the song. You will lose before that.
What you're trying to tell me is, I might as well just I've actually practiced the guitar.
Yeah.
So,
You may as well at that point, yeah.
yeah.
You will actually have a easier time learning the song on guitar than playing it in Guitar Hero. Yes. Just because of you could actually slow it down and take your time. But it's always impressive to see someone do it.
Can you stop talking with lag, please?
Did you say talking with Vlad, please?
Lag.
Lag? What? Lag? What?
That was Vlad.
Yes.
Anyway.
Lag.
Flag?
Lag, LAG.
Oh.
Who?
You're
Then you
talking.
say 2 words and then you pause for 2 seconds and then you say 2 more words of the same sentence.
Who's this? Who?
Here.
Oh, I am sorry.
Breathe more. Breathe while you're talking.
It's okay, I can
Relax.
start the video.
Okay,
Yes.
that's harsh.
Yeah, let's
It's
keep- let's
okay
keep
to
going.
feel accomplished at making your way through a particularly challenging video game, but once you start talking about it as if it makes you better than other people, if you start sneering at those
Which is what you're
What
doing.
are you
Jim.
talking about?
Yeah, but also, Jim, what are you doing? Why are you being? Why are you just this piece of shit?
Jim, in this picture, you are the bullies. You are the bullies in this picture. This is probably what happens when you start mitosis.
Can you imagine a kid doing anything and like, I don't know, a 3-year-old and saying, Daddy, look at me. Like, what's wrong with that emotion? I want to show off to my friends I did a cool thing. Here's a screen cap, here's a video. And if you're a professional at something, then maybe other professionals or other people like you would be like, hey, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
What's wrong with that?
Well done.
Even if it's not at that level of skill or whatever, getting through a Souls game is, wow, like that's hard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
awesome. Good for you, sir.
That's why it's such like I'm not breathing with. I'm trying to think of my words. It's used as a benchmark
Yeah, when
for
you
difficulty and like your skill as a video game player because it's such a hard
right
series.
whether you're
Yeah.
playing a Souls game or a shmup with bullet hell, to get through those levels. Like when I saw Ikaruga came up for the first time, I was like, how the hell can anyone play this? And then I understood the shield system and slowing things. I'm like, oh, that's how you play. But it's still really hard to get through those games.
Yeah.
So anyone with a skill level that can accomplish things, speed run, do this or that, it blows your mind. Like the speed run of Dark Souls 3, I think I saw, was just mind blowing. The way that guy did it, I could not believe all the things he did to beat a boss within seconds. I was like, oh, how could he do that so quickly? It's amazing.
Yeah, and I think what people like Jim are also mistaking is that you don't start a game out being a speedrunner.
It takes years.
That takes time. That takes
Oh.
enormous practice. That you need to understand every nook and cranny of the game.
Yeah, the only
Oh, yeah.
people who speedrun games are the people who have played the game backward and forward. They could play the game with their eyes closed. Like I can speedrun Dark Souls 1 because I've played that game so much and I know all the ins and outs. And it's fun to break that game.
Yeah, I've seen that with Metroid Prime players, that they do all these hacks, these wall hacks, these bomb wall hacks, these space jump. Like there's all these different techniques to break through to other parts of the level or to other levels you're not allowed to go to, and almost break the game. So this is on like was the GameCube, I think, when it came out. So there's all these different ways of mastering a game and trying to figure it out, and trying to break it. And I've seen that with every game. I've seen every gamer.
There's the people for whom it's fun to do it with breaking the game. And some people just want to do it normal without any cheats or wall hacks or breaking anything. And the only thing I did ever as a speedrun thing was Donkey Kong Country 3 segmented. So like just from one save point to the next, and everything in between I would try to do as perfectly as possible. And if I didn't, I did the reset button. I just wanted to see how good of a time I could get at the end screen, how far I could push that. And God, when was that? Game came out in '96. We were still in that house. Yeah, I did that in 1999. And I didn't even know there was such a thing as speedrunning. I just thought it's really cool because that game, it feels so fluent when you play it. That it, like the game made me want to go in this most perfect way through the games. And I think it started with one of those levels where that forces you to play it perfectly to get a special. To get under a certain time in order to get the bonus coin or something. And once I had that level in and was through the game and replayed the game and got back to that level, I thought, can I do that with every level? What time could I get? Because on the first playthrough, where you still have to find everything, I had this 5 hours in actual gameplay time. And then you got this high scoreboard with all the Kongs that played the game. And Cranky Kong, the grandpa, he had 2 hours, 4 minutes. And I thought can I beat that? That is less than half the time I needed. So I started doing that and I got down to, 148 or 146 or something on the score screen. Like the first one was 152 and I thought, I still made so many mistakes. I can do this better. That was the one where I still made a save after every level. And I was, I don't know. I wasn't very old then. And Jim sits here and complains that he can't play Dark Souls. And there's not much different because it's just having frame perfect button presses. That's all that is.
All right. Here's Reservoir Knob. Jim is the kid the group of bullies let into their group as a joke, but he never got wise to the fact and acted like he had the social capital to be a legitimate bully. Christ, this man's ass cheeks are in 2 different time zones. He's not making a very effective argument from authority. It just doesn't work very well for him.
Because you need to have authority in the first place.
He doesn't really make us want to have respect for him.
I never had respect from before this video. Who's going to get? Jesus Christ!
But you forget, Wes. These people think that respect is great. Is an inherent thing? It's not. It's not a earned thing.
Yes, and that is why I said what I said. He doesn't give us any reason to respect him in any way.
The thing is that the man looks like a shriveled testicle in a gimp suit, for God's sake. It's just, I don't respect anything like that.
All right. Here's one more donation. We'll keep on going. From Great Scott. Jim doesn't seem to understand also that there's some people that are just whiny, including himself, which is where the general elitism behavior comes from. Even then, there's hundreds of games with different genres you can try and eventually return.
Yeah, and just like with the Donkey Kong example, I wasn't looking down on other people. I was just super proud of the score I got at the end. And when then decades later, because I'm ancient now, I looked up. Oh, there's this speedrun scene. Oh, they also play Donkey Kong Country 3. Oh, let's look that shit up. And I was like, whoa, they're doing weird shit. What the hell? And like all these warp barrels that they're using, I didn't even know they existed because I just played through the game on just the direct pathing. I thought like, wow, these people are really good. And at some points I was like, hey, wow, that thing I solved better. It's rare, but it was still it's still there because everyone does it a bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
When it's not a million players playing the game, then then it's more likely that there's still something that several people overlooked and that you did better, but you didn't do 15 other things better, so you don't actually have a better time. And that's the great thing about the scene, because they bring all these little details, little things together, and then you can technically make the perfect run with the knowledge that's available now. Back then there was no internet, at least not here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go for another minute. And I think we just lost Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I'll probably Russia invading. All right.
who needed help and bemoaning video games being made more welcoming to newcomers or those with disabilities, you can just go ahead and fuck yourself. Literally fuck yourself, because Lord knows I don't think you should inflict your pointless little genitals on...
All right, so you're insulting yourself, Jim. I think, yeah, that's enough for me.
Yeah, I'm completely fucking done with this. We're just...
See, the insults are on an equal level.
Yeah.
There's no point. There's no point being nice to this man.
All right, here's Criminal Imagination's last super chat, case in point. There's an audience that loves to witness these impossible achievements to be done. Jim somehow thinks there isn't. And even if the guys are, I'm amazing, I just beat this level or whatever, even if they're egotistical, it's like, if other people want to watch it, they will. Like, wow, that was really good. Yeah, the guy's a jerk, but look how awesome he is. Look how amazing he is.
Yeah, and there are assholes in the speedrun scene as well, especially nowadays, where there's much more of an audience. Because anytime you have something where there is an audience, you will have bloody narcissists getting in there, only doing it for the attention and not for the love of the actual thing. Like it was years ago when I still watched these Games Done Quick events, and this guy showed up who played Kirby's Dream Land 2, which was one of the games of my childhood. It was every time I see that game or play that game or hear the music from that game, it feels like summer on the beach. And that guy played through the game, and it has every time you get to a new world. Ugh. The meme scares me. I don't know what it means. Every time he got to a new world, there's this little tiny little sketch that is cute and funny. And he said, "Oh, he's because he just clicks it away. Oh, he's never actually watched these. He just learned to speedrun the game because he wanted to have a game to play on the event." And I thought, you fucking asshole, you bloody hack. You don't have love for that game that you speedrun? What is wrong with you?
All right. Well, I don't know why Mark gave Jim the name of Wisp, but I thought it would be like Liquid Jim or Liquid Stephanie or something like that.
Oh, I don't want the word Liquid Jim ever be up. Jesus Christ.
This just scares me.
He looks
Liquid
like that
Jim
weird
sounds like
that weird nan that you don't ever want to visit because she smells bad or something. Like it's just like that weird cousin. You're like, okay,
It's just you can smell the cat piss from 6 miles away. You're like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. You actually know what I mean.
So Sterling is also a wrestler, not the good kind. Is that him?
Yes. Like I said, he was a amateur backyard wrestler.
Oh my goodness.
And he was awful at it. Obviously, since he's not doing it anymore.
So he wanted attention. See, look, it's nobody with gender dysphoria would turn himself into that. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. This is another version of him.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many problems.
Holy jeez. Anyway.
Jesus ain't gonna save you.
Movie Bob Light. What in God's blue? What?
It's supposed to be Saturn.
What's the other one?
Uranus.
The other one is Jupiter. Oh, right. Wait.
Neptune?
Uranus has rings.
Very same ones, I believe.
But it's I don't know. I just make no joke about it. It was an ass joke. Don't think too much.
Your daily reminder: you can't enslave a toaster.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who is that?
I think that might have been during our conversation about Fallout 4, where they're like, "Oh, having the synths being made is enslaving them because they're real people or something, even though they're completely they're just organic robots in like the very literal sense, not like I think that's what that is.
Is that a Warhammer character? I don't know. I can't.
I think so. It looks Warhammer-ish.
Yeah, I was about to say the guy from Street Fighter.
It is a commissar.
It does look like M. Bison, yeah.
Yes, because he has this commissar cap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
His general like head shape too is very much who was the actor who played him in the Street Fighter movie?
So here's the guy who. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Here's the next meme. We want to kill black people. This is the auth right. We want to kill white people. The auth left. And the centrist says, "What the fuck? Killing people is bad." Okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is a better
Representation.
depiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we have. Who is that?
Patrick Starr.
Arresting Spike Spiegel? What?
Is that Spike?
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Kind of looks like Spike.
Why
I
is
mean,
this?
the hair, you can tell it's supposed to be Spike. It's just
Yes, but why is this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But why is Patrick Starr arresting him?
Francisco Bordo Coppolino. I don't know what you're trying to say here. Sir.
What was it we said that would even?
Did we even talk about Cowboy Bebop? I don't think so.
No. And we didn't talk
George
about SpongeBob either.
Francis,
I
why did you
can't-
post this?
What is
What
going
does this
on?
have to do with anything?
I
Francis,
can't think of
please.
what we talked about.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. What's going on with this photo?
It's late. We went through hours of gym. Don't confuse us more.
I heard Wisp likes Tesla stuff, so I made him a unique plasma rifle, and I got him a thick bottom bottle.
Oh.
Awesome.
Aw.
I don't know what you mean with the last part, but
I thought it was going to end with a thick bottom. I thought, okay, bottle. Oh,
I'm not sure what's going on here, but okay, cool.
I can read the rest of that sentence. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Don't just stop halfway.
Find new boss, die, try again, die again, finally wins.
yeah,
oh, yeah.
it's a good.
Yeah, the entire game is based off a series of bosses you have to face in order. World War breaks out. What happened? Why do you always look at me? Force a habit.
What's it? Did they? Is Habit got 2 B's in it?
Yes, no.
No.
It only has one.
2 B's
Yeah.
is the actual clothing, I think.
I think Rabbit has 2 B's in it.
That as well.
Okay, so UN just can't spell.
I mean, it's
I'm
the
not
UN.
surprised.
Are you really surprised it's the UN?
Are you aware they speak a special EU English in the EU?
Oh, Esperanto.
No, just bad English.
So here's Mateus. California delenda est. I don't know what delenda means. But the solution to our problems. I think delenda might mean eliminate or get rid of.
Eliminate California. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't cry if the big one finally hit and California just sailed off into the ocean.
Where it sunk deep below the waves.
Yeah, because I mean, it is sitting right on a fault line. Like the border of California is a giant fault line, basically.
I love this next meme. This meme is great, and I love it.
All right. Something Wisp. I'd kill Hawk to get him to stop making Nazi jokes. I don't even care. Hawk, I'd like to see you try, you silly cunt. I'll put you in the fucking ground.
I find this insulting because I'm not a redhead.
I just love it. That's great.
I mean, to be honest, that's a fight I'd pay to watch.
It's a very
It'll
short
be
and sweet.
awesome. It'll be awesome.
I'd be cheering on both sides just because it's funny.
The funny thing is, I actually know the original Facebook quotes and everything like that. It's like, I'd kill my brother for like £1,000. I don't even care. And her brother literally responds, "Yeah, I'd like to see you try, you silly cunt. I'll put you in the fucking ground first." It's like, oh god.
We'll do one of these 18 something or 1920s classical boxing thing where they go for 80 rounds and just bonk each other.
So is this a picture of Aloy wearing a helmet, or is this like a, I don't know, monster something? I don't know what's going on.
The facial expression is so Californian.
I don't know. She's cringing. She's scared. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, but her mouth is askew. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Makes it look so fake. It makes it look fake.
Your daily reminder gatekeeping is good, and it shows the scene from 300. Okay. I'm not sure that's exactly the same meaning, but okay.
And you're keeping the outsiders out.
Okay. Yep. Oh my goodness. Who's the person on the left?
I don't know. But
that's Nick Avocado.
Like she's a completely misshapen head.
It's like a melon head.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't have.
She didn't look like that.
The hair is really weird, though. The hair is like this curly, almost Janeway, complicated looking weave thing going there.
Yeah, but she also has what is it, male type hair loss?
Oh.
Yeah, like her hairline is just complete. It's just not how female hair sits.
But yeah, it's a guy on the left, obviously, so I don't know what.
Wait, no, I'm talking about Aloy.
All wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Aloy has male type hair loss with the corners.
Yeah, her hairline is not a female hairline. That's one thing that makes her look so weird, is because her hair isn't sitting properly.
Mm-hmm.
And then her face is also her face doesn't match the rest of her. Like her cheeks are way too full for the rest of her face.
This is a self-insert from the studio of one of these obnoxious narcissistic feminists.
Oh.
I bet there's someone in the company looking like that.
Oh, let's not care, because it's not fun to look at.
I want to know what is behind these things.
You know what happened? Someone probably did a face. Who do I look like famously? They put Aloy's face in there, and this person popped up. So.
That's not what I mean.
Anyway, this is from Mateus. Crusader Kings 2 has a different type of difficulty dictated by the Lord RN Jesus.
Random by game. Amen.
How many sides does that die have?
How many sides? More than enough.
Is there supposed to be a D100?
No, it's too much.
It looks misshapen.
Is that a salt shaker? What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're gonna get salty from bad RNG.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Here's Claire from Resident Evil Code Veronica. Jim, you cross-dressing freak. Really? Boy. Oh, boy. What the devil am I reading here? Crap. I need to stay relevant, and supporting BLM, queers, feminism, and socialism isn't working as well anymore. I have to take it up a notch. Jim does the Nazi salute with a bunch of J's and
all the fetish flags.
The Roman wings. I don't know what they call that, but oh boy, Jim, you're cringe. Now allow this. I can't read that.
Oh my God, Smudge! Now allow this lovely German lady to escort you out of the bar and apply some proper cure for that socialism of yours. Wait, what do you mean? I'm promoting the same things that I preach feminism frowns upon, and I'm actively promoting transphobia towards real trans people for being a trender. God, Smudge, you have to buy some glasses, man.
Well,
or get a bigger screen.
The word is kindly German lady, not lovely. So I don't.
I like the editing on the face.
It says lovely German lady to escort you out of the bar.
Really? I really can't.
You just can't read English.
It's so small on my screen. I just can't see it.
Get closer to the screen.
I was like my freaking microphone out of my face and zoom, and Anyway.
He was smudging your face against the screen.
Pretty much. I was pretty close. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Here's Auramaster. Jim should be reported to the ADL for his use of the gamer TM word. That's our word. Okay.
We could try to play that.
If I can't skate, this game is inaccessible Gib story mode.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
It's ice hockey.
Oh no! I found Curio's comment from Sterling's Last of Us 2 video insulting you, Smud.
Oh god.
Here we go. The no problem. Here's the proof tweet was actually quote tweeting me, and was a response to my video. The Last of Us is good, actually. Okay, he's also the same guy that claimed the girl from reviews removed his comment on their video, only to have them point out that it was never deleted, and then people found out he did a 3.5-hour analysis of Girlfriend's 10-minute breakdown of Part 2 story. It's a good video. I wonder whether I was as stupid as a teenager or whether the brain worms took over Smudboy. The brain worms. Is that where the worms eat the brain? I don't know. I liked his videos on Mass Effect 2 years back and forgot about him. Then I saw him sending a death threat to an antique history author for writing a series about how fine art of sexualized women could be interpreted as respectable pornography. For art patrons, of course, more elaborately argued, like an insane person. No, I said the person with the PhD who was saying fine art was the pornography of the time should go out into the street and get beaten up.
Completely different.
You do not insult the masters by calling it pornography. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. If that is what you say, someone needs to beat you up. We do not look at it.
But Smud, they were white, so it's okay to talk bad about.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I will die on this hill. If you are going
I agree. I agree with you. No, I'm saying that's these idiots' logic.
If you're going to insult, I don't care how old. Like, obviously, she knows what she's talking about. But the way she said it was like it was the pornography of their era because the rich could afford it, and they had nudes everywhere. And I'm like, if you think
the difference is that was tasteful.
If you think the works of Michelangelo and Donatello
no one was jacking off to these
was pornography, you need to be hung upside down, smacked around a few times with the statue. Like, I could not believe this.
It's like even the Christian right didn't go that far in saying they were like, no, it's not pornography. Like, yes, it's naked, but it's not pornography. Like, they didn't even go that far when it came to criticizing this crap.
Yeah, and we're not talking about Hokusai here, who besides his wonderful timeless artworks, also did actual pornography in order to make money.
Not only that,
in order to finance his actual work.
Funny enough, that's how most artists. That's how it goes for most artists because guess what? People are always going to want that, and then it also allows them to, cultivate their skills.
In the regards to the tweet I left for Curio, no problem. Here's the proof. I linked to the Reddit post that the fitness instructor and the female bodybuilder posted. Like, it's right. All you have to do is go.
God, yeah, that video. Yeah, I was on that. Yeah.
That's all it was, and if you don't believe in a female bodybuilder and a guy who actually then replied in my comment section of the video I made about, this is blown up for no reason. This is so obvious. Anyone who knows anything about nutrition and health and working out could say this is a joke. And the thing is, the reason why it's a joke is the game shows you the workout routine. It shows you what they eat.
Yeah.
If they didn't do that, it would all be up in the air. We have no idea. Maybe she does get enough nutrition. Maybe she does work out. I don't know. Who knows? That'd be fine. But no, they went to the effort to do that.
No offense, you're not going to get a bodybuilder body by doing yoga. Like, no one.
Yeah, doesn't work. Yoga.
I do 30 minutes of yoga on a Tuesday and a Thursday.
Yeah, there's an argument for and against.
It doesn't even start your fat burning.
Well, for and against cardio when you're talking about bodybuilding, unless I heard wrong, that it does eat away at your gains, apparently. So I'm not an expert.
It depends on what you do.
I think it depends on how and when you do it, not just itself in of itself is bad.
Yeah,
You need to get Bears on for that. He's the
yeah,
expert
exactly.
there.
As for the girl from reviews, I just asked a question. Did you delete my comment? And she says, "Is this your comment?" I said yes, and everyone thought that I was like bitching because I was shadow banned because they didn't reply to me because I left a pretty thick comment as I usually do, and everyone thought I was like trying to bash them or so. I was like, no, I just asked the question, they answered, and that was that.
Yeah, I mean, because you know how YouTube is recently.
When you disagree, that means you want to kill each other.
Asking, hey, did it get deleted or did it just disappear? It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I can't remember. What was the girl from reviews? Was it Last of Us 2 review she did, I think? I think it was.
The thing is, I think these people seem to believe that we care more about their opinions. Like, to be honest with you, once I finish this video, like, I don't care what Jim Sterling says. Like, he could find this and say, God, that Hawk's a bastard, and I'd be like, yep, yes I am. Anyway, moving swiftly on to something else. You know.
Yeah, because we're not watching or talking about his video anymore. We're doing something else.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is another time where they're projecting how their minds work onto us. They think we are obsessed with them, when in reality we come onto these streams here, and it's like, oh God, not this guy again.
Yeah. So to summarize, don't insult.
Well, they have this. They have these things like the Trump derangement syndromes, where everything, where they're actually obsessed, where everything is about this one person all the time, and that one person is always in their heads. And when we are done with this, just like Hawk said, like, it's not off my head.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about this shit anymore.
Yeah, we only care about you when we're talking about you on stream.
So,
outside of the stream, unless we're actively like working on a video or doing something related, we don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, if people wouldn't suggest and vote for the Jim Sterling video here on the Smudcast, I wouldn't ever bother with Jim.
Like, I'm not even subscribed to Jim.
I don't want to watch this crap. Why would I want to waste my time with this absolute brain dead crap, this brain rot?
So
the most I've interacted with Jim is through EFAP and Smudcast now. Like, I was aware of him just tangentially from the internet because most internet reviewers from 10 years ago, everyone's just aware of them if you're on the internet. But I never watched any of his stuff.
Yeah, so the general lesson that I'm getting from this is don't insult the classics, don't insult fans. They're going to come at you, and they're going to have good reason to. So that's what it comes down to. And
it's literally the don't fling shit over the wall and then cry for help when it gets flung back.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a few more to go through here, so let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah.
When you work for the escapist, you either die, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. That is some dude playing a guitar of some kind.
I think that's Demon Souls, like the remake.
I can't tell. It's too weird. Like dust.
Because the green bar right there
with
is
some weird filter on it.
Yeah, I think it's like you are being teleported somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe it has to do with what's below a mortar shell.
Or is he just playing a German faggot?
Mortal Shell. Is this a band? What is this? Anyone know? A game?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, never heard of it.
All right.
Thanks for that.
Thank you, Blue Bolt. Yeah, whatever that is.
Bolt.
Here's another one from Blue Bolt. There's a benefit to losing. You get to learn from your mistakes. Okay.
Yes. Beautiful.
There's another Last Jedi quote.
What?
What?
That's all you get from Last Jedi because Yoda said so.
Oh, no, don't. Oh, Jesus. On Facebook, I got defended for calling The Last Jedi bad. And I was like, oh my God, I'm actually getting defended here. It's really weird.
So here is Hardcore Gaming Chinese Boogaloo? What is this?
地球沉浸式体验，开箱没有后坐力，拿来的真是难受。于是给鼠标安装了小马达。
It's them putting
又觉得只改装鼠标差点意思，然后进行了更全方位的魔改。
Amazing.
Or just like actual like
他又认为在游戏中骑马没有策马奔腾的感觉，于是他把魔爪伸向。
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I love it.
直到他在游戏里扔出了烟雾弹，我才知道他有多疯狂。
Ah, that is the worst of gaming, man.
Oh my
It's weird.
god.
Chinese gamers do this because they can get stuff so cheap over there, so they just destroy it. It's the best thing ever watching them just destroy stuff because they just don't care.
I'm not sure what I just watched, but I think they put a bunch of pistons into feedback for playing a game.
It's especially the like when in I think it's supposed to be The Witcher where they're riding Roach, so they feel the horse galloping.
Oh wow!
Are you still surprised why Chinese products explode in your face?
No. No.
Here's Jim's Rubik's Cube. Thank you, Wisp. Very very attractive.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Here is Blue Bolt again. Getting the child.
Why do you keep saying blue balls? I feel there's
the blue
something.
Honestly, it's hard to read a light blue against a light or a dark gray. It's very hard to. The L and the T just blur together.
It's also hard to read black lettering on white backgrounds as well, Smut. But okay,
this I can read. Yeah, getting the child gaming slaves be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Big Bird.
Okay.
I don't know what Big Bird and Hawk have to do with anything. But okay.
It's just me chasing children. It's just okay.
I would have gone with the child snatcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh.
Yeah,
that creepy guy.
Yeah, he gave me nightmares for ages.
Europeans.
And he did his job.
It's true though. Europeans are weird.
Their cheeses and their beers and their wines.
And their
edible food.
And their incessant need to genocide each other. It's just constantly crazy over there.
This is great, Jim Gamers. Oh boy. Vlad, flag, knee. What? What'd you say? Okay. There we go. This is the exact same meme, only blown up. So if you want to read it, you can go for it.
Go on, Smudge, read it.
Jim, you're cringed now. Allow this lovely. There you go. It's lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I really love what you did with the face.
I can now see the background. That's Wisp in the background. Ah, there you go.
Yeah, it's an edited face. It's great.
Couldn't see it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so
Really
much.
well.
Whew.
Right, everyone can go now. Bye.
Now I'm reminded of I told an old lady to go get beaten up in the streets, and what else did I do?
Was it an old lady?
She was some famous UK art critic PhD bullshit, and I was like, yeah, whatever, lady.
Why did I miss the threatening old people with violence? Why did I miss that? Why did I get like unattractive fat cunt wearing a wig? Why do I get
that was the only time I had to delete the tweet, or else I'd be banned from Twitter. The weird policy is, everyone reported you for inciting violence. Like, I didn't incite violence. I told her to go outside and get beaten up. She could incite her violence, do whatever she wants with her life. I don't care.
She can stay indoors for all I care. It's just
You're gonna insult Michelangelo? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
It's not inciting violence. It's just natural selection. If she's stupid enough to do it, don't go outside and get beaten up.
The classic grandmasters, they're also really funny because they had all these little jabs in their works against each other.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk shit about
little works in them and like this, when you know more about them, you start noticing. Oh, he inserted himself in this artwork to shit on the other guy who worked on the artwork before. Like it's great.
Yeah, if you're gonna insult like
shit posting, they were shit posting on the walls of. They were shit posting each other on the walls of cathedrals and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, if you're gonna insult like, I don't know, pick something popular like some musician nowadays. It's the same thing. It's really the same thing. Those guys back then were stars. The difference is they are stars thousands of years later. So if you're gonna insult like Bellini, who's like the greatest sculptor ever, or all these other greats from medieval times or before or prior. You've got to have a really damn good argument, and you don't post that shit on Twitter with a catchy tagline like "Fine art of yesteryear was the pornography of today." Like, what the no. My very conservative Catholic model art teacher would slap that old woman silly. Mm-hmm. My Hungarian big hulking man of an art teacher, I had 2 art teachers back in high school, would he's a very nice man, but he would be like, okay, we're going to go outside now.
I bring hammer.
He's a big guy.
I break fingers until you say you're wrong.
Yeah, I can't imagine people insulting like Mozart or Beethoven. Even if you don't like Mozart, even if you don't like Madonna or all these other artists that will still be around hundreds of years later because their music was so meaningful to people. It's like art speaks through you over the decades, over the years, to other artists, to other people, and you could.
And that is how you see that. That is how you see that true beauty is not subjective, but self-evident.
We have this classic category of art for a reason. And if you start insulting or belittling it, even in the small, like calling it pornography, come on. The female form is pornography? No, it's not. I've never seen one pornographic medieval work, unless you're talking about like some weird Edo period from Japan with like octopi or something. That was, I guess, pornographic, but nowhere near what you would call pornography. Like that is really insulting.
Well, they made porn in those times.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
That is not the thing. Like it's where the word grotesque hails from. Was some grotto they found in Rome, I think, and the walls were lined with rather risk art. I think it wasn't some bathhouse that they uncovered, and that's where then the term grotesque came from, because oh no, it's frivolous. Oh no.
And if she actually mentioned that in her article, that'd be great. But she mentioned the masters. She mentioned these sculptors and these painters, and you're like, they didn't do anything like that. What the? So anyway, even now I'm getting angry because it's such a dumb thing to say, and I don't know why she said it, because she should know better if she's that smart. So anyway, let's go home. Let's go. Let's take it easy.
Let's go home. I don't know where you are, but I'm home.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. That was our Friday. We usually have more effective and more crazy Fridays, but this was Jim.
That was pretty crazy. We did see some is sort of crazy.
We never finish a Jim video. We just go, oh, this is just stupid. Can't get through it. And not even Mark could be like, yeah, this is a waste of my time. I got better.
Jim doesn't respect his audience is the problem.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. So thanks, guys, for the recommendation. He's not blacklisted. We'll keep going with Jim. I don't mind it. It's a good laugh. We have a good chuckle at his hypocrisy. So
it's revolting.
Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.